somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That's right, we are back. After being imprisoned for crimes against podcasting, we have escaped with the help of none other than Representative Binks to talk about 2 episodes of the Clone Wars. I'm Freddie.
And I'm really sorry, but I would have sworn that you were going to say, that's right, we are Weewa!
Oh my, no!
Starting off strong, I'm Vojta, the Vulture.
And we're talking about episodes number, Dooku Captured, and Gungan General.
It's 11 and 12.
I completely forgot. But it's of season 1, which I do know, and this is episode something of our podcast.
20, boy!
20? Oh my god, that's my age! Don't dox me.
What a friggin' milestone.
Yeah, what 20 milestone, like 20 miles.
Yeah, that's almost a marathon.
Whoa, how much is a marathon?
26, I believe.
So when we get to 26, we can really celebrate the marathon of our podcast.
That's going to be around about the end of the first series. That is, unless bloody Bad Batch starts by then.
Yeah, that's a good point. But these 2 episodes we are going to discuss with our Grand Admiral thoughts, then which we just talked about it, non-spoiler thoughts basically. Then Crochet Granite,
which is basically just the highlights of the plot.
Then bloody Nitty Gritty, which is
us going deep
dive.
Just talk about everything and everyone. Just talk about the bloody far reaches of the Wikipedia. And who or what was Tag and Bink in this episode?
Yeah, were they in this episode?
Kind of.
Find out! And then, last but least, it is our famous segment, Light Side, Dark Side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu.
In what way is it our least?
Because it's... How many people... Okay, show of hands, how many people listen to our podcast to the end?
Show of hands, how many people listen to our podcast?
Yeah, that's a great...
How many people get past my Borat joke which is literally the first thing I do? This time, not in all
How many
episodes.
people got past our Borat joke at the end of episode 18? Yeah.
Let's not even speculate.
So... Talking about speculation, let's not with our Grand Admiral thoughts on this episode, which we know for definite. So what did you think of these 2 episodes?
Oh, wow.
The worst segue I've ever done.
No, it isn't. That is probably still...
Knee-bray.
Either knee-bray or back to racism or speaking of everything.
Yeah, but... Speaking of Grand Admiral thoughts, what are yours?
Mine would be that we are still yet to find the bad episodes of Clone Wars.
Yep. This is another Jar Jar episode that I liked.
This is another time that I was like, damn, Jar Jar is really cool.
Yeah, I was like, I'm starting to like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
And I did not think that would happen, and obviously Jar Jar is a small part of this arc. But overall, I really enjoyed this arc. I thought Dooku Captured was, in my opinion, the better of the 2. But, well, possibly. I don't know. But I really enjoyed them both. And I think the 2-parter works well. You don't always need 3 episodes. I'm looking at you, Ahsoka's Walkabout. No, that was 4 episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah, in bloody season 5 or 6, they just switched to 4-parters for better or worse.
Oh, yeah, for Umbara, they had 4-parters.
Most of the times, I would say worse.
Yeah, was the one with the big Jesus? I think that was a 2-parter.
That is a 2-parter, I'm pretty sure. That's
and the
Nomad Droids, I think.
Yeah, and the Disappeared was a 2-parter.
Yeah, which is another Jar Jar.
Another, so I think.
There's another.
Not the next Jar Jar episode, but the one after. There's not that many Jar Jar episodes after season 1.
Yeah, which is
a shame.
Which is a shame because they're surprisingly good. But I would assume that there was still backlash to them.
Oh, what? Because Jar Jar.
Because Jar Jar.
Bear in mind that these episodes they came out in 2008, which is not long after everyone hated Jar Jar, and this is when that song was popular. So people weren't exactly fond of him.
You say after Jar Jar was hated. Like, when was
during.
When was he not?
To be fair, Jar Jar's still really hated. And if you're going by just the movies, yes. Like, I agree. But in the Clone Wars, it seems to be a different story.
Sadly, there isn't that much of him.
Yeah, and sadly, he was not voiced by Ahmed Best.
Yeah, he was in Bombad Jedi, but not here.
Yeah, I think if I were to make a criticism right off the bat, that's technically non-spoiler, is that I think if Ahmed Best had voiced Jar Jar Binks, Gungan General would have been a better episode.
I completely agree. Like, his replacement...
it's not bad.
TJ something. Yeah, he was serviceable, but he was lacking the energy, the manic energy that Ahmed Best brought.
It was lacking. It was almost... Ahmed Best's Jar Jar, and I never really noticed that, but it's almost like a firm voice, whereas this was very, like, more back of the throat type of... Not like... and more just like... I don't want to say flaccid, but I did.
Sure. I mean, it's not the first time we've said flaccid on the episode.
Yeah.
It's by far not the worst thing you've said, or I have, for that matter.
What?
And I agree. Also, what was the other thing I was going to say about Jar Jar? It was probably just more of the...
More praise.
More praise, like...
Cult of Jar Jar starting soon?
I wouldn't go that far. But, like, he's definitely not deserving of even the canon completely, like, treating him like a piece of garbage.
I don't mind his canon ending.
Well, you say ending.
Because I think it makes sense for the context of Star Wars. Like, if you don't know, I can't remember if we talked about it last week, but in canon, Jar Jar, during the events of Aftermath, is living on the streets of Naboo, entertaining children because everyone else hates him because he basically facilitated the rise of the Empire, which is true.
He was like the most puppety a puppet could be.
Yeah, Papa Ted. Like, wasn't
Papa Ted?
Oh,
Father Ted. I hear he's racist now.
Is Father Ted the same as Palpatine?
Oh, Palpated.
Palpated. God. Starring Mark Wahlberg.
Why?
The film Ted with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, don't like that.
I remember when it came out.
I remember people liking it. By people, I mean,
don't.
like 13-year-olds with terrible senses of humor. Yeah, let's talk about the good things like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Which I'm saying unironically, and I can't believe it.
So, let's go into the crochet granite of these two episodes. So, what is the premise?
Well, the premise is that Anakin and Obi-Wan hatch a plan to capture Dooku. And spoiler alert, Dooku gets captured.
Hence the title.
Hence the title of Dooku captured. But not before both him and Anakin with Obi crash land on the planet of Vancor?
Vancor, yeah.
Vancor. Ooh, yes. Which one even was Vango Bango? Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth was Vango Bango, yeah.
Spoilers, that's not even spoilers.
Yeah, that's in the on Air-Deraan verse.
Yeah. By various ways, all three of them get captured by a certain pirate captain.
Hondo Ohnaka!
Hondo! A very, very iconic Star Wars character.
Yeah, fan favourite.
Who I never realized was a Weequay. I don't know why I never even thought about it.
Hence his really wrinkly face.
Yeah. And then the Republic needs to send an envoy to get bloody Dooku from being...
Why? They want to capture him.
They do want to capture him, yeah. The Republic wants to get Dooku, so bloody Anakin and Obi-Wan go there to get him. But oops! Nope, they get captured too, somehow. And then the Republic really has to send someone very, very capable to spring them out.
Which, of course, was Jar Jar.
And Senator Krakus.
I thought it was Karras.
I might be wrong. It's Karras, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking of one of the Triumvirate.
And spoiler alert, Karras dies.
Yet, because of Jar Jar's incompetence, we do have to say that.
Yeah. Just think about it. If Karras didn't get out of his seat and help Jar Jar.
Although, to be fair, like, he did have to get out of his seat to help Jar Jar, but then you see that his seat was malfunctioning for some reason.
Yeah, which does happen.
Which may or may not be related.
Those ships are a death trap, because, I mean, seats have malfunctioned quite often during the Clone Wars. So.
And the bloody pilots, they looked like they had like no protection at all.
Oh yeah, pilots in like clone ships have like 0%. You know, if they crash, they're gonna die. There's no way they can survive.
Yeah, I don't think they even have like eject buttons or anything. It's probably because they mostly fight in space.
Yeah, they do have an eject button. We see one in the Clone Wars movie.
Point taken. Is there even a space battle in that?
No, it's not. It's not in space. It's on Teth, I think.
Fair enough. But that's beside the point. Jar Jar arrives. There's some scuffle. There's betrayal in the ranks of the pirates.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought that the
Turk would do it?
That Turk Falso would
His name Turk Falso?
Yes, would be a traitor. Is it worse than Worm Loathsome, the general from Christoph Sis?
I don't know. Well, I feel like with this naming convention, we can expect the next bad guy to be Saudi Mischievous or something.
Christ.
Or bloody... Yeah.
It was 2008. Yeah. Was that before or after... not Obama.
2008 was... going back into Afghanistan.
Any idea which year Bin Laden died?
2011. I remember distinctly because I was going to start a news blog with my friends, and our first story was going to be Osama bin Laden dead. Look, we were really into blogs.
You were 11. Why?
Yeah, we kept in the know of the news of the world.
Wow. Anyway, there's dissent in the ranks of the captains, the pirates. And Jar Jar is there to save the day, and he does somehow.
He does save the day, and Anakin and Obi-Wan deny that Jar Jar helped them. They're like, you didn't. No, we were completely fine on our own. It's like, but I rescued you. And like Jar Jar's right.
Yeah. Again, he proved to be so surprisingly capable, and this time there isn't even like the get out of the jail card for like Jar Jar haters that. He was only capable in Bombad Jedi because Quinlan Vos was off screen this whole time, which was meant to be like the plan, but it wasn't.
Thank God.
It's not canon.
Yeah.
This time, this was 100% all Jar Jar, and you can't deny that.
Yeah. So now, Dooku escapes.
Obviously.
In a very Turk dies, very brutally, mind you, and Dooku takes a flying saucer back to wherever.
Yeah, he takes an Enterprise. The flying saucer is the big ship that Hondo flies in.
Oh yeah, it was an Enterprise, wasn't it?
It's like the Enterprise if it was just the front of it.
And
the front
small.
and the small bit at the bottom.
Yeah.
Why not?
There was a 50s theme to a lot of the designs in this arc.
Indeed. Shall we just jump into the nitty-gritty and knit up some of those 50s designs for you with our words?
Exactamundo. So.
Exactamundo!
Whoa! So you have bloody Obi-Wan's spacesuit at the very start of Dooku Captured. That seemed very much like a, Flash Gordon type thing.
Definitely. Also reminiscent of a very similar spacesuit that we will see in Rebels in like 4 years.
What's in Rebels?
Yeah, remember from season 3, I think? Ezra wears it to like deploy on top of like a Star Destroyer.
We also see it again in season 2 of Clone Wars. Worn by Anakin and Ahsoka.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do not remember that.
It's in the one of the Cad Bane ones.
I do love Cad Bane.
Yeah.
But we'll get
to him later.
Eventually.
Yeah.
A few weeks after Bad Batch, perhaps.
Maybe.
Which is in like 5 months.
But of course the flying saucers, very overt, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think it was interesting.
There isn't a lot of the big one. It's on screen for only a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it is pretty big though.
It's very big.
I love the long staircase.
Which long staircase?
It has a very long staircase down from the big flying saucer.
I do not remember. But that's fine. Do you mean the small one?
No, the big one, when it was landed on...
Oh, yeah. It did land
Vancor.
on Vancor.
Yeah.
Before they made that joke.
But like the smaller and tiny Enterprise comes out with the big flying saucer with like the beam and everything. It's like...
it's
really entertaining.
It was entertaining as heck. I don't think there were too many like new designs in there.
New designs?
Like that would be like 50s themed, but those were pretty much enough.
Yeah. I
mean, the design for the Gundark was probably new.
Yeah, I think that was new.
I think that was the first Gundark in canon that we've seen. There were probably some before.
I believe so.
Somewhere.
Of course, referenced in the original trilogy, I believe in episode 5.
Yeah, where Han tells...
episode 4. Episode 4.
I think it's 5, because that's when Luke is recovering from being jumped by a Wampa. He's like, I feel so strong to pull off the ears of a Gundark.
Yeah.
Or the Han says that to Luke.
I thought Han says it, yeah. So it must be episode 5 then, sorry.
Yeah, it's 5.
I was right the first time.
5 is also where we get the scruffy-looking nerf herder. The same scene, no less.
Whoa!
Yeah.
The same scene as the first incest kiss.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, people forget that there's more of them.
Yeah.
At least 2.
At least 2. Parry always says maintains that there's a third one in episode 6.
I feel
like after Luke tells Leia that his brother and sister. I'm 99% sure they don't kiss after then, but like I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. I need to. Like, I don't think they do.
I would believe that there is a third one, but not in episode 6.
I don't think it was lip to lip.
Yeah, there may have been like on the cheek somewhere.
Yeah, I think if anything, which I don't think there was, it might be on the cheek, but. I hope there's not another one. Yeah. Because that won't be good.
There are definitely none in the comics, because very wisely they chose not to pursue that plot line.
Oh god. Yeah. I think canonically, Luke, the only woman Luke's ever kissed is his sister. In a romantic way.
Yeah, because Mara Jade isn't canon anymore. Or is she bloody, we got this covered, is bringing in someone being bloody cast as Mara Jade?
In what?
I don't know.
What movie or TV show can there possibly be with Mara Jade?
Maybe the Luke TV show that was confirmed by whoever.
What if they do bring Mara Jade into canon, but then she gets with Rey?
Oh my god!
That would piss a lot of people off, and it would be glorious.
What if it's revealed that it's actually Rose's middle and last name, Rose Mara Jade?
Has to be a double-barreled middle name.
Oh, middle and last.
I always found it weird.
Tico, isn't she?
I always found it weird that Mara Jade has red hair, and her initials are MJ. The same as Mary Jane.
Intentional.
Timothy Zahn, stolen from f***ing Spider-Man. I'm being serious. Why does no one say that? I feel like that's the first time I've ever heard someone say that. It can't be a coincidence.
I mean, it's also not important. So
it's not important, but it can't be a coincidence, right?
I don't know. It could be. But anyway, speaking of scene where Luke and Leia kiss. And about the Gundarks and the Nerf Herders.
Obi-Wan infers, or in a joke, that, like, don't you want to stay behind with the Gundark for some alone time? Or whatever he says.
That is not what I was referring to with that.
He does say that.
And I do not remember that either. No, what I was referring to was someone, I think in Hondo's saying, "You couldn't even kill a Nuna."
Yeah, Nunes.
Yeah, another bloody Star Warsy reference to some sort of saying.
I may appear in Nuna Racing in episode 2, and what you see in the bar.
There is at least one of them in episode 1 somewhere.
You see a couple in the special edition of episode 4, on that terrible CGI shot outside when they're entering Mos Eisley.
Mm-hmm. Which is ironic that they're on a desert planet, even though they are also referred to as swamp chicken. Or swamp turkeys.
Maybe they were introduced.
They originate on Naboo, at least in canon.
In that seems so contrived. Like, we've seen Naboo. Wouldn't it be better if they say, Nuna are actually from the planet Kralko. Kralko 5.
They are actually from Duxun.
Oh my god. And that is the only controversy that I wouldn't be opposed to.
Yeah. They are also one of the favorite foods of the Twi'lek senator.
Oh yeah, on fritar.
The same one.
Why do I know that?
I don't know.
He's big.
Yeah. More like
What's a really skinny senator? Probably the Umbaran one, maybe.
Maybe like a Utapauan one? Is Utapau even in the Republic?
I don't think Utapau's in the Republic.
Never
I
mind.
think that's kind of the point of why Grievous goes there in episode 3.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be like neutral, since they're like, they have droids here, help, please.
And he says like, the war is not here unless you have brought it with you. And he's saying he's lying. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that they go there in the Crystal Crisis.
Oh well, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know what the point of going there specifically
because they were looking for one of the big crystals that would later become one of the Death Star crystals.
Are they like mined on on a Utapau, or did they just drag it there?
I can't remember.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There's a little guy there though. He's like, and then he dies pretty brutally from memory.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Speaking of little guys, there was a very little guy in this episode too. A new Kowakian monkey lizard.
Ah, yeah.
As voiced by, you wanna guess who he's voiced by?
Let me guess. Is it D. Bradley Baker?
Yes and no.
What?
He is voiced by D. Bradley Baker in the first episode of this two-parter.
Yeah.
But in the second episode, he's voiced by someone else who also voiced the Doctor Droid from Grievous's Lair. The Lair of Grievous. No
love
less.
that guy.
You know who he also voiced? Another notable droid?
Is it? Tell me it's Cad Bane's droid.
No, it's even better. It's the droid that says she lost her will to live.
No way!
It is!
Uber! Oh my. Uber. What an icon. I can't believe... That's crazy. I just... Who would have known?
Yeah.
I think now we can say for sure, Star Wars is just complete.
Star Wars is... It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice actor in question is like the sound designer or sound director for Clone Wars, I believe.
It makes sense that that minor roles are voiced by random... Just people in the crew.
You say minor roles, like General Grievous is Matthew
Wood,
who is also the sound designer for much of Star Wars.
Are you kidding me? Matthew Wood voices all the droids.
Yeah.
That's a massive role.
They just gave him Grievous when they decided that Gary Oldman wouldn't be a good fit, or he refused.
Gary Oldman was going to be Grievous.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Next thing you're going to tell me Heath Ledger was going to be Newt Gunray or something.
God, Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to do a Newt Gunray Joker impression. You want to know how I got these trade regulations?
I'm not going to do a Joker line in Newt Gunray's voice. That would get us cancelled.
Yeah, that would get us cancelled. But that's crazy.
I mean, I do Newt Gunray impressions.
I think Gary Oldman could probably do a good Grievous. But I like Grievous in episode 3.
Grievous, while not too developed as a character, I don't think, in that movie at least, I think he's a hella cool.
He's
just
cool.
Just from the way he walks. He just walks in such a weird way.
Yeah.
But in a good weird.
And he explodes.
Yeah.
Out the eyeballs!
Yeah, his eyeballs catch on fire.
That must suck.
Yeah.
So,
Shame that he went out in such an uncivilized way.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it's better than if he died while riding the giant hamster wheel of his.
Yeah, you can see that Grievous ran over a few clones as well. with the giant hamster wheel. He runs him over and pushes like an airborne trooper into the sinkhole. So that guy had a couple 4 minutes was like, I got pushed off this ledge by an asthmatic robot driving a hamster wheel.
Freaking bloody dying in Star Wars must be so weird.
Yeah, it must suck.
Like, you get ran over on Earth, at least you know that it was a car. Like, in Star Wars, like, you're like, what the f*** was that? I didn't know this could even move.
Yeah. Speaking of people ignobly dying, the senator...
Yeah, Cars.
He had the Staff of Ra.
From Indiana Jones and the first movie.
The first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, as it was theatrically released as.
Was it just Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Indeed, because why would anyone... Who's Indiana Jones, people would say when they watched... Because Indiana Jones only became known after the first film.
I guess so, yeah.
So,
okay.
That's why re-releases have been Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And I would assume that they put Indiana Jones into the movie by Temple of Doom. Yeah, there was no Indiana Jones in the first one.
To be fair, if it was like just Salah, I would still watch it.
If it was just him and what's the old guy's name?
Brody,
yeah.
I love him. Marcus Brody. One of my favourite characters in Last Crusade. It was like he's given some people offered in Cairo or Alexandria or wherever he was, like in the streets when he was like looking for his friends. Some street vendor offered him water. It was like, water? No, fish make love in it. I'm like, what the f***? You mean you don't drink water?
And then then the way he gets captured by the Nazis is by trying to hide in a shop that turns out to be just a truck with a ramp going.
Oh my god, it's glorious. It reminds me of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with the child catcher's whole get-up.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, basically the child catcher in a kid's film captures children in the same way Marcus Brody was duped by Nazis. Put it that way. I love Last Crusade. It's probably one of my favourite films of all time.
It's my favourite Indiana Jones.
Yeah, by far,
yeah. Bloody... I saw it not that long ago. It holds up so well in so many ways.
What, for the first time or again?
Again.
Yeah.
Maybe like the jokes about Sean Connery sleeping with the same woman that his son does.
I don't think that's it's meant to be like father like son, isn't it?
Yeah, but it gave me a bad vibe anyway.
Well, it was what the joke that how did you know she was a Nazi? She talks in her sleep. To be fair, that coming out of Sean Connery's mouth was quite funny.
Yeah, I mean it's Sean Connery.
Like old Sean Connery, not like Bond Sean Connery.
I mean he wasn't that much older than when he was Bond.
And he's not that much older than Harrison Ford either.
Yeah, he just looks much older.
Yes.
To be fair, like, give someone white hair, he will look very old.
I think Sean Connery had white hair.
Yeah, I mean, if you colored my hair white, I would look very old, I feel.
All of your hair, yeah.
Yeah. Even
grey
temples. Even just give me grey temples.
Or like Doctor Strange.
Or
Nick Reed Richards.
Or old Nick Fury, I mean.
I know what you're talking about because I also watched that.
He didn't have white temples.
He did. David Hasselhoff in the Nick Fury TV movie did not have white temples, which is a crime against humanity.
I'm assuming he refused.
Yeah.
Right.
Back to Star Wars.
That was our regularly scheduled Mr. Sunday Movie minute.
I want to say the commander is called Pons, isn't he? Is he called Pons?
Who are you talking about?
The clone commander.
He was called Stone.
Stone!
Who's Pons?
Pons is a clone that appears later.
Ponce de Leon?
No.
The bloody pirate who they find the corpse of in Pirates 4?
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, the like
on the
corpse
boat
that turns to them when they try to take his map, so they decide not to.
Well, I guess there's been ghost pirates before
and after.
Oh, God.
There's like never not been ghost pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that Blackbeard technically wasn't a ghost. But...
Wait, he wasn't meant to be alive. I'm pretty sure Pirates 4 is set during the regency of like when King George III was being What's the king in Pirates 4?
I don't
King George
freaking
III
know.
or King George IV?
He was the fat one.
Yeah, but I got a feeling that it is King George III, but they made him fat, even though that was King George IV, and King George III was the mad one.
I don't think that anyone cared enough, so they just... Let's make him both mad and fat. Let's make him a mat. Let's make him fad.
The start of Pirates 4 until they meet Scrum is probably the best part of that movie.
Who's Scrum?
The crappy replacement for all of the other comedic relief pirates.
I don't remember who he is.
Yeah, exactly. He's a non-character. He's one of the people that were in that was in the tavern when Blackbeard's daughter was impersonating Jack Sparrow.
Which was a fairly okay bit, I think.
It was fine. I thought
it's not my favorite movie. It's not my favorite Pirates movie.
I was like, Keith Richards was bloody Jack Sparrow's dad,
which I like. He was in Pirates 3 too. 3 as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
What?
He was in the bloody what's the boat fortress?
Or the Brethren Court.
Yeah, there.
Shipwreck Cove.
Shipwreck Cove, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who kills one of the pirates who disses the code book, or whatever it's called.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, he's like, the codex is sacred.
God, there's a lot of those films I do not remember.
Well, lucky you, because our Sci-Fi Society is doing a Pirates non-marathon this weekend.
Wow.
We're watching the first one on Friday, and then 2 and 3 on Saturday.
Nice.
Because in total, those 3 are almost 8 hours long.
Oh my god, that's longer. Is that...
The first one is 2 hours 20, the second one 2 hours 30, the third one 2 hours 50.
2 hours 50? Are you f***ing kidding? No wonder there's so much of that film I don't remember, because it's so long.
But it's so good, too!
Yeah, but...
It's my favourite one.
It's neither as long, but is it as good as these 2 episodes, in which...
Oh, it's longer than these 2 episodes.
It is longer than these 2 episodes.
It's going to be shorter than this episode.
Oh, but much like how incidental characters get killed for mostly no reason in Pirates of the Caribbean, all 3 of them.
So for Paul McCartney, who survives for some reason.
Paul McCartney's in those films?
He's in the 5th one.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Yeah, he's like in a jail cell singing to himself, and he has a conversation with Jack Sparrow about nothing, and then he disappears.
That was my Crate Dragon impression.
Oh no, all the Tusken are running away. Who's gonna serve us blue milk now?
Probably the waitresses, who got her bum slapped by one of the Weequay.
How adult for bloody Star Wars cartoon?
Technically, it was off camera. Like, they moved the camera in a way that...
You can see her butt and you can see the hand, but you don't see them on screen at the same time.
Because the camera moves slightly, but you can see that his arm moved.
Yeah, and then he gets slapped.
He gets decked by the waitress. So...
Yeah, bloody... There's a lot of spice.
There's a lot, and they were like... So Hondo wanted to trade Dooku to the Republic in return for 1 million credits in spice. So that's like saying... Okay, America, we have captured Kim Jong-un. Give us $1 million in cocaine. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Or like $1 million in unprocessed heroin type thing. You know, which can be used because spice in Star Wars is more like poppy products in that it can be either turned into medicine like morphine, or into hard drugs.
I thought that spice was just a blanket term for any drugs.
Well, it's possible. Yeah, that's true, actually.
Because, like, you do get medicinal spice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In Into the Dark.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're the same things.
And
I don't know which one of them Han Solo.
They are the same thing, because I think I said this either last episode or the episode before. In the Ahsoka Walkabout arc, Ahsoka's saying, bring the spice shipment to the Republic to be made into medicine.
That is true.
So I think they come from the same thing.
In probably the best episode of Ahsoka's Walkabout.
Indeed.
The last one. But that's probably just because she's done walking about and is actually doing things.
Yeah, but this episode does have a little bit of Ahsoka's Walkabout, specifically episode 3, in which
Ahsoka exists like she does in that episode.
Oh, that is also true. But I meant more how in Ahsoka's walkabout, in the third episode, when they escape prison, they run around and then get put back into prison at the end of the episode. That kind of happens in this in Gungan General.
Yeah, it's a little silly. It feels a little time wasty.
I don't mind it because it was fun, because that was the escape when Dooku was in charge.
True. They were like, oh, your bloody ways. You use knives even for non-lethal means, but still, Dooku bad.
Dooku bad, trying to get food.
Sith man bad. But
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, unironically. But I kind of expected that they were going to do like all three of them. They're like, oh, Dooku's plan fails, and then the bloody Anakin does this thing, and he's too rash, so he also fails. And then Obi-Wan is like, let's just go bloody the, Goldilocks rules. Bloody don't be either too bloody Dooku or too Anakin. Just be like me because I'm the best.
But the Anakin part was when they were climbing over the wall, because Anakin did the pole vaulting.
Oh yeah, and they also failed.
Yes, exactly. So all three of them failed.
Jar Jar, on the other hand,
succeeded. He crashed a tank into a power thing and took out power in the building, stopping Anakin and Obi-Wan from getting electrocuted. Yeah. And Dooku escaped his prison as well.
Not only did he crash one tank, he overtook one of them, destroyed a second one with it, and then the third one got taken over by clones. Meanwhile, he really does what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. And I took it that I don't really want to segue back into Pirates of the Caribbean, but Jar Jar really is the Jack Sparrow of Star Wars, because people might say no, Hondo is, like, no, Jar Jar is, because he appears clumsy. He appears like he had no idea what the fuck he's doing. But in reality, he's actually servicing that. Like I said last episode, he's servicing it to his goals. Because, like, he pretended to, like, go, oh, oopsie, like, knocking the tank driver onto the controls and making it crash. He did that on purpose.
He makes everyone think that he's stupid so that they underestimate him.
Yeah, like Commander Stone said, he's not as stupid as he looks.
Exactly. Like, I had a similar simile, like you have, but probably more cursed. Because in my notes, I have that he's kind of like the Doctor of Star Wars.
What?
But, he does like the same thing. He keeps talking so that everyone understands him, but then, oopsie, everyone dies, and I do what I want.
It's true, a lot of people do die in Doctor Who.
They sure do, except for bloody Dr. Dances. Just that one time, everybody lives. Spoilers.
Which one was that? Was that
That's the one with the gas mask people.
Oh yeah, and the heist episode, the Capaldi episode.
Doesn't no one die in that?
You think all of the people that helped Capaldi on the heist are going to die, like in every other Doctor Who episode when people die all the time, apart from the Doctor. But no, they all lived.
Unless he does die.
Unless he does die.
Which he's done 12 times?
Yeah, at the end of every season. Well, not every season, but...
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
Usually twice per showrunner, at least in New Who.
Oh, God.
Except that one time that bloody David Tennant died twice. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He bloody regenerated into himself.
Yeah, I thought I was dumb.
Yeah.
But do you think Chibnall's going to get a second Doctor?
I actually do think so. I really don't want it to happen. I have no idea why it would. But he got a second season for reasons. He got a third season for even wire reasons.
Isn't there talks that he's going to have a fourth as well for Whittaker?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why, but it just happens.
I think Whittaker is wasted with Chibnall as a show leader.
She could have been good. I have no proof for that. I mean,
yeah, I have no proof for that.
Other than the roles that aren't written by Chibnall. Or is she in Broadchurch?
She is in Broadchurch.
I would assume that she's good in Broadchurch.
Apparently she's good in it.
I haven't seen Broadchurch. But I think she's in Gone Girl, but I don't know.
I don't really know. Apparently, Avar Chris was designed to look like... some people say her design is like Jodie Whittaker.
I did think that she looks kind of like her.
For like a possibility of live action Ava Crest.
You know, I would be so in for like a sci-fi redemption role for Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah.
I want to see her do something good. Maybe I should just watch Broadchurch and imagine that she's...
Imagine as a doctor. I'm pretty sure it's a lot darker.
Yeah, imagine that the bloody Broadchurch is the family of blood of Jodie Whittaker.
Oh my god. That's a great episode.
That she just has a watch somewhere that has her Time Lord essence in it.
Yeah. Mate, those episodes are so good.
Yeah.
I think those are possibly some of the best Doctor Who episodes.
Bloody Full Fat Videos or whoever would tend to agree, I think.
Really? I've not watched much Full Fat for a long time.
I mean, I've seen only some of their stuff. I don't remember if it was them or like Chef Rillas or
good old
Harry's
Chef
Moving
Rillas.
Castle or Harry's Moving Media as it's
Harry. I thought it was Harry's Halloween Castle.
It was Harry's Haunted House.
That was it, yeah.
For like
a long time.
For a strangely long time. He like changed it for Halloween and then didn't change it back.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mr. Pumpkin movies, but that wasn't even at Halloween. And he rebranded to Harry's Moving Media, which sounds like so corporate.
Yeah.
But why not?
Oh well. And there's also Harbo Holmes, who I thought was Harry's Moving Castle rebranded again until I saw in the sidebar that both of their videos were recommended and I'm like, oh, they're different people. Whoops.
Yeah, bloody H Bomber guy also feels like a very similar person.
Well, he does very different kind of content.
Yeah, he does like 2-hour videos on either why bloody whatever Ben Shapiro said is bad, or why Sherlock is a bad show.
Why Fallout 3 sucks.
Or why Dark Souls 2 is good.
Or why Fallout New Vegas is good.
Or why what Sargon of Akkad said is wrong.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we...
I don't know. Jodie Whittaker, how did we get
No, because you were saying like Jar Jar was the doctor of Star Wars. I don't... Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right that Jack Sparrow is a more apt thing.
He does get people killed.
Yeah. Hondo might be more of a Barbossa. Because he's kind of wacky, but he's also capable.
He's got his wacky Kowakian lizard like Barbossa's monkey.
Yeah, named Jack.
Yeah, you gotta love that monkey.
I don't think that the monkey lizard comes back, but...
Does it not?
I don't recall. No, wait, it does. It does.
Yeah. There's a lot of episodes.
Say that it does.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes with Hondo to come.
Yeah, bloody spoilers, but yeah, he's so good they bring him back.
In Rebels?
Even more spoilers, they do bring him back in Rebels.
And spoiler alert, they bring him back in bloody the Batu place.
Oh, you mean in the not Star Wars?
The Disney World thing.
Edge of Star Wars?
Edge of...
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge, yeah. Batu's pretty sure it's not on the Galaxy's Edge.
Is it not?
I think it's in the Outer Rim, which isn't necessarily the edge of the galaxy, because it's
called
wild
the Galaxy's
space.
Edge.
Yeah. They're not going to get technical. They're not going to say Galaxy Sector N9.
I mean, we would possibly like that.
No, I don't think that's not a good name.
It's not a good name, but, you know, big old nerds who have a Star Wars podcast would be like, this is so much better than if they called it, like, Star Wars Edge of the Galaxy. Like, that's something for normies. That's, like, what, like, fake Star Wars geek girls would want to call it. I have a neck beard. Let me comb it.
Watto has a neck beard, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, that just reminded me.
And Dexter Jetster has a mustache, which I hate.
Yeah. Hondo doesn't have any facial hair. Oh, I did notice that all the male Weequays, they have hair. The female Weequays don't. They're all bald.
Also, some of them don't have legs, and they look exactly the same as each other.
Oh yes, as you sent me an image of the twin peg-legged pirates in Hondo's crew,
who wear the same clothes and are on opposite sides of the screen because they just thought they would be just off screen, but they weren't. Maybe
they previously shared a leg.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like they used to take it in turns to have a normal prosthetic leg, but then they lost it, so they both had to use
I'm so confused what you're trying to say.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They were lying down on sunbeds when a crate fell and landed on one of their left legs and one of their right legs.
No, they're both the right leg.
Oh, they're both the right leg?
Yes. They're the exact same model.
I thought you said they're flipped.
No.
Damn!
Not even.
I thought it was going to be like, witty, but no.
Sadly.
Yeah.
What if it wasn't a crate, but it was just like a big horseshoe magnet, and it landed like, because there is so much metal in the planets, it like landed with the poles down.
What?
Like a horseshoe magnet, it landed like this.
Yeah.
And it missed one of theirs left leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it fell away from them so that they survived. That's the only way that this could have happened.
This is the only canon way this can work.
Yeah.
Wilro Hood makes more sense with his ice cream machine than these two. To be fair, Clone Wars, certain point of view, bring in these guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got an interesting story.
I'm sure they're a couple.
Maybe.
Couple of guys with no legs.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
There's... What was it? I wanted to say about the that time when one of the pirates pushes a Jawa and then gets decked.
Yeah, a Jawa bumps into one of the pirates.
Yeah.
And the pirate then punches the Jawa so hard it flies like 3 meters backwards.
Which is incredible to see.
Yeah. And then he gets up, the guy who the Jawa gets knocked into starts punching the other guy, and then Jawa just jumps even further.
Yeah.
It was a rowdy place. It was full of weak ways until it wasn't.
It was full of weak ways, and there was some Nikto.
A Nikto and that one Jawa.
Oh my god, those Nikto prisoners on Count Dooku's ship at the start of the episode, and Obi-Wan opened their prison door. I was like, don't get too excited. I'm not here for you. Closes the prison. It's like, what?
It's so weird. Like, why? At least let them be like a distraction or something.
I know, and then they presumably blow up the ship after that.
I don't necessarily want that to be the case. I hope it isn't, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Obi-Wan, Jesus. That's like, imagine, I hate to always bring it up, but imagine it was World War II and the same sort of thing happened with like,
Oh, you're Polish, I'm sorry, we're not here for you.
Closed door! Not exactly.
Not exactly Gucci.
Yeah, I think Obi-Wan's a war criminal.
Probably. But also those Nikto had like data pads or something. I'm not even sure they were prisoners.
Well, they were in a prison cell.
They were, but like, why would they have like data pads?
Maybe they were writing letters to their family, saying goodbye, my sweets, lest I see you again.
And then Rex blew them up.
Yeah, and then they died. The end. That's the end of their certain point of view chapter.
Yep. Yeah, in a certain point of view, like half the chapters are like someone writing a letter home from the Death Star being like, we're bloody doing so well, and when I get back, we're gonna get married and have 15,000 children, and oh no, wait, I have to go. I think there is some sort of an alarm. Someone's trying to go, like, bloody do a trench run, those idiots. Don't they know that's never gonna work?
And then it ends mid-sentence.
Somehow, yeah.
That's gonna be with the Nikto.
Yeah, poor guys. I hope they were bad criminals who die justifiably.
Hopefully. But on that ship, as well as the Nikto, is of course Count Dooku's personal slide.
Yeah, the very totally spy secret tunnel that leads to 2 different hangars, or one leads to a hangar, one leads to certain death.
I think both lead to to 2 different hangars or something. I don't even know where the hangar would come out of, because I don't know where there's a hangar on those ships.
I don't know either, because like in Battlefront 2 at the very least,
there's
those
no
ships they don't have hangars, but I guess it has to have one somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Venator situation when it opens up.
Maybe.
Or an Architect situation where it also opens up, but differently.
In the Venators in episode 3 are different to the Venators in the Clone Wars.
Oh, are they?
Because the ones in episode 3 don't open in like that. There's only a small rectangle near the tower of the ship that opens up. And you see that when Obi-Wan flies out with his interceptor.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't open up like in the iconic way it does in the Clone Wars in the movies. So they're different models.
Maybe some of them are more like aircraft carriers, and some of them are more like dreadnoughts.
Possibly.
Or they just changed it because it looked cooler.
I think they changed the design for Clone Wars, which came out more recently, but canonically it's going to be different versions. Like over time, they phased out version 1 of Venator and introduced the one in Revenge of the Sith.
But other than that, they just look the same. They just function very differently. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
I can't remember.
About TIE Scouts?
Oh yeah, the TIE Scout. The thing that actually... so Star Wars Explained said that I'm sure no one really caught the TIE Fighter that Kylo Ren flies to Exegol on their first watch of Rise of Sky. I did. I was like, how the f*** did Kylo Ren get from, what's it called, Keth Beer to friggin' Exegol using a TIE Fighter that has no hyperdrive? Infuriated me. Really did. I thought could have been fixed. It didn't even need the TIE Scout. Just friggin' paint it red and say it was one of the TIE Fighters used by the Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
Hence why it was under the throne room.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Imperial Guard are. I feel like that would make more sense.
And they would be sturdy enough to bloody withstand the explosion of the Death Star.
Exactly. Not a scout fighter. So, what can I say except, hire me, Lucasfilm?
Yeah. Bloody, even if it's, a TIE Fighter accepted as a hyperdrive, that doesn't change the fact that they don't have bloody air support.
That is also true.
Life support.
Maybe Kylo Ren can hold his breath for a very long time.
Because we do not know how long it takes to go through hyperspace.
Will we ever know? No.
No.
And probably for the better.
They do say that sometimes it takes a couple minutes, sometimes a couple days.
Yeah, but in the case of this episode, it seems that distance does somewhat matter. Because, Hondo was talking about going from Vancor to Florum, and it's only, 6 parsecs?
Yeah, I think so.
So, fair enough.
Is it civilized?
Not quite?
It depends on your definition of the word civilized.
I like Hondo.
That's my Brooklyn Hondo.
Brooklyn Hondo.
Hey, Dooku, come on!
Come on!
Why don't you bloody let me tell you about my mother?
My mom is spaghetti! No.
My mom!
My mom!
This is my other mom!
We really gotta stop. This is like 3 weeks in a row. Okay, but yeah, Hondo has some great lines, and I think it's very obvious how after this episode he became a main staple of the Clone Wars. Yeah, he's very charismatic. He's got a cool voice. He has a very different accent from all the other Weequay. Yeah, well, the other Weequays are very London town. I thought they were Australian. It could be. I thought at least Falso was Australian. I was pretty sure. What Turk Falso? Turk Falso. God damn it! Yeah, I can't believe that. Worse than Sleazebag Anno. No, it isn't. It's better than. It is better than I'm Not Gonna Die. Yeah, but I kind of love I'm Not Gonna Die. Just because it's so dumb. Yeah. Oh, one of the pilots that did die was called Mac. Indeed. Spelt M-A-C-K. Just like Mac. Which Mac? Any person called Mac. For example, Grief Karga's role in The Predator. What's his name? Really? Was his name Mac? Well, at least his call sign or nickname. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch calls him. Dutch, one of the Gold Squadron in episode 4. It's all connected. What's the actor's name? Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers, not the actor for Dutch in episode 4, but for Grief Karga. Yeah, and Mac, but not the one that's played by D. Bradley Baker. And not the book. And not the language. There's a language called Mac? I was talking about Dutch. Yes, my favourite Apple product, the Dutch book. Yeah, and not the best picture winner of this year, which is Mank. And not just the man, but the women and children too.
Mank, not men.
Not just the
Not
women
just the mank, and children too.
Childrank. Speaking of childrank, let's talk about the drinks that Obi-Wan and Anakin have. So, Hondo's plan is to spike Obi-Wan and Anakin's drinks to then make them prisoners so he can ransom all three of them to the Republic. And to do that, he laces their drinks with poison. But, cleverly, Anakin and Obi-Wan force swap the drinks with the people next to each other.
But they pass out from drinking it anyway.
So yeah, they were like, oh, we can handle this. And it was like, they get knocked out cold with the unspiked drinks, which I think is quite funny.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that they don't have much of a resistance. Ironically, Star Wars resistance, which doesn't have much of a resistance either.
Yeah. Pretty futile, one could say.
Indeed. Probably because, canonically, the only other alcohol that either of them drinks is whatever Obi-Wan drinks in the cantina in episode 2.
Yeah, I don't know what this green liquid is.
It's very goopy. It reminded me of the Nickelodeon slime.
Oh, that's what Hondo drinks.
It was very thick.
Yeah. Well, is that just because water is hard to animate, though?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, we don't really see anyone drink anything, do we? In Star Wars in general.
We didn't see what Jawa juice looked like in episode 2, unfortunately.
Jawa juice?
Yeah, that's what Obi-Wan is offered in Dexter's Diner.
Oh, I don't remember that.
The waitress robot is like, do you want some Jawa juice?
He does drink something though, doesn't he? But you don't see it.
I don't think he drinks anything in Dexter's Diner. But the clones on Camino, they're drinking something, which is obviously nothing because there's an empty cup. Same how they're cutting an invisible food on their plates.
Okay, so similarly to how off-screen we did a quick rundown of every time we've seen rain in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do a quick rundown of all the drinks in Star Wars.
All the drinks and food.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's go in release order.
Oh, episode release order.
Okay, it. Let's go chronological.
Episode 1. The dinner scene on Tatooine in Shmi's house.
Yeah, you see when you see Qui-Gon grab Jar Jar's.
Yeah.
What's
tongue.
How does that feel? Is it sticky? Is it barbed?
I don't know, but he kept on eating afterwards.
That is true.
So maybe he liked it.
But in a more civilized way.
Yeah. Maybe it's a delicacy. You know, how you put soy sauce or vinegar or something on it. Maybe Gungan saliva. That's awful. I hate that.
Speaking of Jar Jar, he tries to eat the thing from a stall.
Yeah,
it costs
exactly.
7,000 whoopee.
Whoopee. Yeah.
Whoopee.
I love that. What else? Is that everything for episode 1?
All I can think of.
Oh, no. One of the first things you see in episode 1 is that droid, that protocol droid, bringing in the drinks.
That is true. Just before they get poisoned by the Pokemon Deoxys.
Why didn't they poison the drinks? Because they just drank them. And they just, first thing, glug, drink down the drink. And then they're like, I wonder if they're going to do a trap. It's idiots.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably because George Lucas wrote it.
Episode
2. There's the blue drink that Obi-Wan has in the cantina.
Yeah.
There's the very famous pear on Naboo.
Oh, yeah, on that dinner scene. That pear is just when they're slicing it, it's just too clean, the slicing. It's just it just seems bad.
Apparently that scene was just such a nightmare to put any special effects in.
Yeah, I bet, because the camera's moving. Yeah,
and there's a lot of glass that the pear passes over and around and stuff.
Yeah, it's it must have really sucked. Just like how it must have sucked in episode 3 to film any scene with C-3PO. Because George Lucas was adamant that C-3PO must actually be shiny. And so in every shot they had to CGI out the blue that was just obviously reflecting off of C-3PO.
And CGI a reflection of whatever was meant to be around.
And it's like the mammoth task that these animators must have gone through is insane.
Yeah, there's just so much work put into those movies, and it doesn't always look like it, but there's just so much art and craft in them.
In all the fine details and all the macro details as well. It's really admirable, all of the stuff they've done. But mainly, back to food in Star Wars, which obviously is the most important thing. Double mention the food in Camino that the clones are eating. That's invisible, but it's implied as there, obviously.
Of course.
You mentioned, off podcast almost, the food eaten in the deleted scene in episode 2 with Padme's family. You know, the one that's not the entirety of episode 3.
Yeah, in the one where you thought that Padme's clothes were weirdly sexual, whereas it's just a normal dress.
I mean, I was remembering it wrong, clearly.
Yeah, maybe we're just conflating with the room for strictly non-sexual matters. Which may or may not even be in a different movie.
That was in episode 2 still.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, because they were married by episode 3.
Yeah. So, I think that's all the food in episode 2.
As far as I can tell.
So, episode 3. Where was there food in episode 3? I can't think of any instances. Like, genuinely.
Maybe there just wasn't.
So, episode 3, in chronological order, is the first film with no food.
As far as we can tell, yes.
That's crazy.
Because most of it is just like war.
Yeah, what is it good for? Not for food.
Not for food at all.
Yeah.
Unless Anakin eats something while he is with Padme for like half the movie.
I don't think so. Is there food in the deleted scene when Bail Organa and Mon Mothma are talking about the 1,000 Planets thing?
Probably not, because they're in like a meeting room.
Oh, God, I thought it was at his house or something, his penthouse.
And a meeting room that ironically doesn't have any meat in it. Oof. If you don't count people.
Yeah, meat bags.
Meatball.
Wow. So canonically, no food in episode 3, as far as we know.
As far as we know, yeah.
So we're doing it chronologically. So, solo. Definitely food in the in Dryden Voss's ship. Mm-hmm. So definitely, and drink though, because we're counting drink.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's no. I can't remember any drinks in episode 3, so it doesn't matter.
Probably some food, or at least drinks, in the bloody bar where they play Sabacc. Not Bazak, Sabacc.
Yeah. Pazak is from the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. Yeah, probably drinks there. Mm-hmm. I can't... Was there any food? I don't think there was any food on Corellia.
No, probably not. They were just running around.
Yeah. So I'm going to say no food.
No provable food, but probably drinks.
Yeah. So Rogue One. There was drinks in the flashback scene when Jyn Erso was on Coruscant.
There was blue milk.
Was that blue milk?
Yeah, there was blue milk.
They were drinking out of wine glasses.
Maybe not that, but there was definitely blue milk in there because someone was complaining about it.
Yeah. Maybe in the one of the first scenes. When, he was farming a man of your talents.
Yeah, there was definitely blue milk there.
Yeah. Was there anything else? I don't think there was anything when Jyn was in prison. There probably were some vendors on either the Rings of Catherine or Jeddah.
Asajj vendors.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's bound to be somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, probably. But nothing on Scarif, nothing on Edu.
There's no time.
Episode 4, 100% has food and drink. You got the lettuces that Aunt Beru puts into the liquefier or whatever that was.
You have blue milk, obviously.
You got blue milk. You got the drinks that they buy in the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is everything for food and drink, though.
Yeah, it's possible. I can't think of anything more.
Yeah.
In episode 5, obviously, we have the stuff that Luke eats on Dagobah.
Yeah, out of his little tray. He's got, like, his breadsticks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Wampa eats the Tauntaun.
The Tauntaun?
Yeah. Don't see bantha meat in episode 4, unfortunately.
No. You don't really see bantha meat in it. Well, no, you do. No, that's crate meat.
Yeah.
Anything else in episode 5?
Uh,
You see Yoda's stew.
Oh, yeah, that's Stu.
Stu Griffin.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, that baby is eaten.
Episode 6, you got lots of food, lots of drink. Jabba's palace, he's eating frogs. You got that frog outside of Jabba's palace eating other Numas and frogs. You got the drinks that R2 was carrying around on the sail barge.
You have the big slab of meat that Chewbacca tries to eat, which bloody...
Sets the trap on Endor. Oh, that Gamorrean and that Twi'lek, they count as food. Because the Rancor ate them. Then
we can probably count some people in episode 2 in the Geonosis arena, because they're bloody eaten by the Acklay.
Yeah.
Nexu probably.
Nexu eats a Geonosian.
And the Reek is normally a herbivore, but they eat him meat, which is why he turned red and is mad.
Yeah, but he doesn't eat anybody
No, he just mauls people. And he's the reason why Jango Fett dies.
Indeed, it is true. Because you can actually see just before Jango is when he's shooting Mace Windu, just before he gets his head chopped off, you can see that he tried to activate his jetpack and it failed because it got smashed by the creature, and so he gets his head chopped off.
It's a move that he used on Obi-Wan earlier, but this time it just didn't work.
Yeah, which I think is a premium detail.
Yeah, people just don't. There's so many details.
Yeah. Which George Lucas says a lot about, if you see the behind the scenes for any of the prequel movies, he's like, there's so much going on in the background. There's like an entire other movie in the background.
And apparently he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I discover new things in the background of the prequels every time I watch them. Like, I told you about the duck people in episode 1, who the family that are crying after the duck guy dies. There's a load of droids getting bish-bashed. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's bloody Tambor Wet or Wet Tambor just in so many scenes in the background where he looks like a minion.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Quarren in those meetings too that I never noticed. Stuff like that, yeah. Anyway, they're not food. They don't matter.
Stormtroopers are food. They get eaten by Ewoks, or at least something gets eaten by Ewoks.
Oh yeah, the bloody main characters almost get eaten too.
Yeah,
they were put on a spit.
Yeah, the main characters were spit roasted by Ewoks in episode 6.
Indeed. Don't Google Star Wars spit roast. It probably has Isla Secura in it too.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't talk about that.
No, we did not talk about that on Air-Deraan. Episode 7 has the famous muffin bread that gets
the portion.
Yeah, and that's different to the muffin bread.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was the same thing.
No, I think she has... The muffin bread is a powder, and the portions are green. And she eats...
Fair enough.
I think. I don't know.
There's probably drinks in the cantina.
Yeah.
Because you can't listen to Jabba flow without being drunk.
It's true. And you see all of the weird fruits in Maz Kanata's palace.
Or any of them Jogan fruit? Probably not.
You never know. But, Jogan fruit was on the plate that Count Dooku was force pulling.
Whoa!
I think at least it was Jogan.
Nice.
So there's definitely food there. I can't think of any food for the rest of the film.
Me neither.
Can't think of any food. Actually, definitely drink in episode 8 on Canto Bight.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any food?
Doubt it.
Doubtful of food.
Oh, no. There was the fish that Luke eats. And also the green milk.
The green milk. That is, yeah.
The most classic and non-controversial thing that ever existed.
It's true, because, I can safely say the green milk did not divide a fan base. But the porg that Chewbacca eats as well, or was going to eat before he got the wide-eyed look.
It counts as food.
It counts as food. Even though he wasted that poor porg's life. Yeah. In my opinion, it's morally worse to kill the porg, cook it, and then not eat it.
Yeah, but you can't really eat it when they're looking at you like that. It's worse, but what can you do?
What can you do? No, I'm saying make them go away and then eat it.
Yeah.
Considering Chewbacca eats meat. If he was a vegetarian, then obviously not.
And he wouldn't cook it to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. So, plot hole!
No, not a plot hole.
Oh yeah, unplot hole.
You were the one who made the plot hole.
Damn it!
Bloody fill up that hole yourself.
Speaking of plot holes, I don't think there's any food in episode 9.
There's no time to eat. It's just...
There's no time to eat, that's true. Everything happens so fast.
Yeah, they don't eat now.
Yeah.
There's no time for that. Bloody freaking Palpatine chews scenery.
Oh, that is true. So,
there's bound to be something.
oh, the big worm thing in space was going to eat the ship.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
that count? Potential
Episode
food?
5.
In episode 5 and episode 9.
There was a big worm in space?
Yeah, in the lightspeed skipping part.
Don't remember that. Oh, there was also the big sugar raft thing in Solo. You remember the maw or whatever? In Kessel?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and in episode 1, the bigger fish.
We originally said we wouldn't count like animals, but now that we do count
Yeah, but
them-
animals eating animals, though.
Okay. Then we have... Yeah, well, we have the small fish, the middle fish, and the bigger fish.
Yeah.
And as we established, the biggest fish being Luke. Because Vader kills the biggest fish, and Luke kills Vader. And and Luke kills himself.
I thought that Palpatine killed Vader with the electrocuting.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah!
Okay, then.
Well, if you want to be that way, then Rey is the biggest fish?
Whoa, and then who kills Rey?
She probably is going to die of old age.
Whoa. Or maybe they'll remake... Now, in episode 10, 11, and 12, it will be just the same as the sequel trilogy, like the sequel trilogy was the same as the original trilogy, and Leia will die using Force oomph.
You say Leia?
Rey will die with, like, Force hernia.
Too much, Force hernia. And then she will be cemented as forever the biggest fish.
Indeed.
Unless Luke comes back from the dead and kills her.
Oh my god. Episode 10 script leaked. Luke comes back from dead. Mace Windu kills Luke's Force Ghost? Question mark, exclamation mark.
Yoda's M count reaches 0 and he is born again in the body of C-3PO.
Yoda's M count means he's got type 3 diabetes?
Yeah, like being a Force Ghost is just taking a nap. You come back after 2 or 4 episodes, and then you can do things that you couldn't do when there are strong female characters around, because, you know, I don't know where I was going with there.
All of that just reminded me of a fan film that was set like 2,000 years after the original trilogy or something. And it was like when all the Jedi and the Sith had died out, and then there were like these acolytes that were basically the Sith, and there was a main character that was basically Karl Katarn. It was kind of weird. It was also like kind of like, I don't know. It felt like it has some like Christian Jesuit sort of vibes to it.
Yikes.
I don't know. Well, not in a yikes way.
Was it in a oof way then?
No, in like an analogous oof way. Like, is this guy meant to be Jesus? Question mark.
That's just Anakin and Luke.
Yeah.
But mostly
Is Anakin really the chosen one? Why does the chosen one prophecy matter?
It doesn't, I guess.
It doesn't matter because they came back anyway.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Are they gonna come back in the future? Probably.
Yeah, episode 10.
We would have seen that.
Or what if the Drengir come back?
Whoa! We don't know what happened to them. We just know that they were sealed and then unleashed.
Yeah, did you know
that
the Doctor Who galaxy was at one point, like that tens of thousands of years in the past, ruled by a sentient empire of plants?
I did not know that.
Well, it's canon.
Is the tree lady from End of Earth, or whatever it's called, one of them?
No, because that's in the future.
Well, yeah, but she could have been a descendant.
No, they look more like you know.
Drengir.
No, they look more like the plants in Mario.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Piranha plants.
Yeah. From memory, I think they're called the something cones, mana cones or something. I don't know.
Minox.
The way I found it is that I was looking on the Doctor Who wiki about ogrons. which are they're like space orcs that were subservient to Daleks.
Okay.
They appear in one of the episodes, one of the old Who episodes, and then it said on the wiki how in the distant past the Ogrons were ruled by the something cones, and I looked them up and they like ruled the galaxy. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, why not?
Yeah, everything that can or could happen happened in Doctor Who.
Probably. I mean, in the audio books, there's a companion who's a shape-shifting penguin.
Yeah, that guy's a legend. He's in the comics as well, isn't he?
Probably. He's Colin Baker's companion, I think. Six
so,
Doctors.
Yeah.
The one that everyone hates.
Yeah.
Was he the Jodie Whittaker of Old Who? Because I heard that he's actually a good actor, but he was just saddled with
I don't think it was
garbage.
saddled with bad writing. I think they just wrote the Doctor to be an arsehole.
That too, I guess.
Because, I mean, what was it?
His first thing was that he choked his companion.
Yeah, he did do that. Was it that Doctor when one of his companions died, and then a couple episodes later, he was like, that guy was annoying.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, what? It was like, Pipo. What was it?
It's not Billy Piper. It was
No.
Ace?
The one that got choked. What's her name? I can't remember her
It
name.
probably was Piper. I don't know.
Perry.
Perry.
As in, like, Peri chicken.
As in the Perry the Platypus.
Yeah.
The Perilous Platypus.
Indeed.
We were robbed with that one. Anyway, that's enough Doctor Who for this Star Wars podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let me search my notes if there is like anything else interesting that we should talk
Oh,
about.
I wanted to say about like how it was interesting that Hondo didn't know what a lightsaber was, so he was like calling it all of these things.
Yeah, like many people who talk about Star Wars and like when it comes to like episode 7 or even episode 4, like what a plot hole that people forget that Jedi were a thing. Like there were maybe 10,000 Jedi in the galaxy at max, and most of them just saw to their own things.
And that was at the height of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
That was during the Clone Wars, when the Jedi were literally fighting on the front lines.
And even if they weren't, like, how many planets are there? If there is even if like a Jedi shows up like 10 times to a planet in like 100 years,
Yeah.
how big is that planet? What are the odds of you seeing or even hearing about that?
Yeah, there's billions of planets in the Star Wars galaxy, and there's trillions upon trillions of people living in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah.
Why would... Not all of them would know what a Jedi is or have seen one.
Especially most of the people who talk about not really knowing what Jedi are.
Yeah.
It's Luke who lives on Tatooine and Rey who lived on Jakku. Like, the most...
And Rey had heard of the Jedi, like, hadn't heard of all the tales, didn't she?
She thought that they were like legends, but like...
Luke thought they were real.
And he was right.
And he was right. Like, he knew they were real, but he didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
But Rey had heard about them, but didn't know if they were real.
Yeah.
And a lot of people hadn't heard of them. I feel like Luke had to know what they were because Uncle Owen would have told him, oh yeah, your father.
And he was like, maybe not friends, but he knew about Ben. And he would probably tell him something.
Yeah. Why no? Because Luke didn't know his father was a Jedi Knight, did he?
No, he thought that he was just a
spice runner. And he was a navigator
spice?
on a spice freighter.
Hopefully it was medicinal spice.
Probably not, because I feel like, Owen wasn't casting Anakin in the best light.
Yeah, no.
Some people say that Owen didn't know that Anakin became Darth Vader. But in my headcanon, in my interpretation, he did.
How would he know?
Obi-Wan would have told him.
Well, yeah, fair point.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, Obi-Wan didn't know either, did he?
Well, he
knew
must have
that
known.
He turned evil, but how would he know about Darth Vader himself?
The same reason why I think it makes logical sense, and I've said this on Twitter, for Darth Vader to show up in the Kenobi show.
I mean, yeah, you're right. We will probably find out how and why.
There is a line. So not only does Obi-Wan know about Darth Vader, he knows who Darth Vader is, like by what he looks like, and he also does know that that's Anakin Skywalker. When Obi-Wan and Vader are dueling on the Death Star, Vader says, since we last met, I was the learner, but now I am the master, and all that kind of stuff. But the most important thing that Vader says is, you should not have come back. I think that opens the doors for them to meet again after Mustafar. Because that sentence does not imply how they left off at Mustafar, does it?
Not really, no.
Like, at all, it doesn't work.
Obviously, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can retrofit that sentence to mean a confrontation that will happen in the Kenobi show, which won't happen on Tatooine. I hope it doesn't happen on Tatooine.
I hope not. And also, there will probably be Darth Maul in there.
I don't think so.
What else is Ray Park gearing up for?
Well, apparently Lucasfilm has severed ties with Ray Park because there was a whole controversy with his Instagram when someone hacked into his account and then posted sexual videos of him and his partner on his Instagram. So
yikes.
Yeah.
Was that after that photo of Ray Park sitting up?
It was before that photo.
So what would that be?
Apparently that photo could have been from his days in Solo.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, so that's potential.
So they're probably not remaking that thing we can't talk about right now, probably.
Yeah, because Darth Maul dies in episode 1.
Yeah,
he dies. He gets chopped in half. No one can live from that.
No. There's no way that he could survive and find himself on a different planet.
That
would make no sense.
It would make absolutely no sense. Like, if Mace Windu can die by getting his hand chopped off and falling out of a building, I'm pretty sure Darth Maul, who got chopped in half and fell down a shaft.
That being said, remember last time we spoke, well, on the podcast, we were talking about that bloody free drop that Anakin and Ahsoka did without parachutes and stuff. From what may or may not be a bigger height than what bloody Windu fell from.
That is true. And in Dooku Captured, bloody Anakin gets crushed by a rock and lives. Because Dooku, which was pretty cool, he was hiding in this cave on Vancor, on Vancor, and he forced the ceiling of the cave to collapse. Yeah. And crush Anakin. Obi-Wan got out of the way.
Yeah, and he stole Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan's lightsaber broke. For
a little bit.
Yeah. And
for long enough for Anakin to have to contend with the mother of all Gundarks for a bit.
Yeah, and while Anakin was getting mauled by the Gundark, Obi-Wan was tapping his lightsaber, trying to get it to work again.
Yeah, it was just bloody giving him a little bit of a lesson.
Yeah,
in something.
I did really like the dynamic between Anakin and Obi-Wan in these 2 episodes.
I feel like the dynamic between them and Ahsoka was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Because, she got less snippy, but she still had that sass.
Yeah, but, not in an annoying way, like people would say.
Yeah. I don't know at what point in the production this was.
I feel like it might be quite late, because, it looks really good.
It did look very good. It looked grittier than most of the other episodes, mostly because it was very grey, I guess, and dark.
Vancor was grey. But it was a pretty cool looking planet.
Yeah.
But all of the textures looked really good. Models looked really good. The space stuff looked really good. Like that Venator. Oh my god. Like you said a couple of podcasts ago, every time we see the Venator, it looks better.
And they started looking pretty... Well, not started. From bloody Malevolence Rising, or whichever way it is. They looked fantastic. A bit less so in the ambush.
Yeah.
But they're...
You didn't see Venators in ambush.
Or whatever the ship was.
Yeah. The one from episode 1.
Yeah.
But they look so good. It's really cool. You see all the little lights with the windows.
And the Gundark also looked very, very cool.
Yeah.
Everyone in Hondo's crew looks so good, even though 2 of them are the same person.
Why make an individual model for every single one?
Yeah, well, you don't have to, but at least don't keep those 2 that look more distinct than literally anyone else on the screen at the same time.
I know.
Yeah. The Kowakian monkey lizard was doing little fun things in the background.
Yeah, and there was a lot of little, as we mentioned with the Jawa punching and the bum slapping, there was loads of little background things. It was really cool.
Do you remember the Kowakian monkey lizard's name, by the way?
I don't think it was ever mentioned.
It was never mentioned, but it is named in the credits.
Okay, so if Barbossa's monkey's called Jack, Hondo's monkey lizard might be called Jabba.
No, that's Ezra's name.
Yeah.
Hondo's monkey lizard is called Pilf Mukmuk.
Pilf Mukmuk.
Yes.
Penguin I'd like to
What? Oh yeah, that's what Pilf means. That's the penguin from bloody
from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Mate, that penguin is Pilf. Pilf material.
God.
Oh my god. Pilf Mukmuk, what a legend. Does he die?
I don't think so.
Oh, no,
yeah,
I think he
come
does.
back. No, he comes back.
Yeah, but does he get shot?
I don't know, but he comes back. Who
feel,
will we get shot by?
I feel like I remember a monkey lizard getting gunned down.
Maybe eventually, but not now.
No, because it's not Salacious B. Crumb.
It could be a different one, but like no one fires any weapons inside the base, right?
Wait, in this episode? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean he got killed in this episode.
Well, we'll see in one of the next times we see him.
Does Pilf Mukmuk die?
I mean, he's not in Rebels.
Oh my god.
So...
Rebels, Hondo looks weird.
I feel like he's fine. He looks thinner.
Yeah,
but again, he's older.
Rebels had a thing with character design where they didn't layer clothes. Whereas in, obviously, Clone Wars, they do layer clothes. And it looks really good in Clone Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't really mind the Rebel. I actually have I've grown to like the Rebel character design.
Some things are layered, but most people just wear jumpsuits, or at least look like they do.
Exactly.
Lots of things in Rebels are very long and thin.
Like the lightsabers?
Or famously the Star Destroyers.
Oh.
But probably more famously lightsabers, you're right.
Yeah, that's reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
There is a I think canon book that I was notified of on Twitter in a conversation I saw that said that Twi'leks and humans could not have children.
Huh.
And we know that with Cutler Quain later on. I mean, I'm just going to say, like, those Twi'lek kids, they're not hybrids, they're just Twi'leks, and that is canon. I won't talk about that anymore. But Hera and Kanan's son, Jason Syndulla, is a quote-unquote hybrid. And if humans and Twi'leks can't have children,
well, maybe he's the very first one.
Maybe, but as Scout said on Twitter, did Zeb enter the room?
No! No!
I'm kidding.
No, that child did not have Lasat proportions.
Yeah, but it's strange with
Maybe like the bloody truth serum that Thrawn gave her altered her biology or whatever, so that she could have a child with Kanan.
Maybe,
but she had to be pregnant already at that point, right?
I don't know.
Because that's the night that Kanan died. Spoilers.
We've talked about the morality of the conceiving of Jason Syndulla before on this podcast.
There's nothing moral about...
No, but I mean like Star Wars moral, though.
Yeah. I don't know if that's any different.
I don't know. It's for kids, though.
Sure is. But you know what else is for kids? Because I want to stop talking about this.
Yep.
Do you have anything? Bombat Clankers?
Oh, yeah!
No, Clankens?
Bombat Clankens.
Bat?
Yeah, in the subtitles, he says Bombat Clankens.
Not in my subtitles.
Well, mine are the
Not
official
from my
Disney
perspective.
Plus. My ones are the official Disney Plus ones, so my ones are canon.
My ones?
My Bombat Clankens.
Yeah.
But, like, that meant tanks, apparently.
Yeah, tanks, which is a little weird. I feel like Jar Jar just had a slightly different speech pattern.
Well, it's because it was a different actor.
Well, is the way Jar Jar speaks how it's written in the script, or was that just the actor doing something?
I don't really know.
I feel like this implies that George Lucas, whoever writes the scripts, just writes it normally, and the actors just put in their impression of what Jar Jar would say it like.
Yeah, that is
It's like howdy hi or whatever he says. I don't think he ever says that. Or
it's so funny that he dead ass just says that to Palpatine and like, "Howdy ho, Chancellor. Can I ask you a question?" And then Palpatine's like, "Jar Jar, leave me alone."
It's also why is it always bloody Plo Koon, Yoda, and Mace Windu and Padme in Palpatine's office?
So they've got like this CGI scene set up already, and then they just reuse the scene.
Yeah, probably, but it's always them.
Maybe they're the ones that spend most time on Coruscant.
It's like the task force. I mean, Yoda probably does.
Yeah.
He never leaves unless he goes
apart from when he does.
Apart from when he goes to Ilum or wherever.
Or that planet in Ambush.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's the first thing that happens in Clone Wars is Yoda off planet. Never mind.
Unplot hole. But what I thought was interesting was that is obviously within Palpatine's interests for Dooku not to be captured. So I feel like when it turned out that when Hondo sent the hologram message to Palpatine saying like, "Yo, I've captured Dooku. Give me 1 million credits worth of drugs." Palpatine looked a bit like, I don't want this. Yeah. So I think that's why he sent Jar Jar
to break him out.
Yeah, because he expected Jar Jar to die. How many times
say that, but
I feel like Palpatine's been using Jar Jar to either get him out of the way and die, like in
Destroy the Malevolence. No, he wasn't there.
No, I mean in the last episode in One Bad Jedi, Palpatine didn't want Jar Jar to be there because he didn't want to get in the way of his plan of capturing Padme. He
didn't want him to die, probably more so than saving.
Yeah, Padme. But I feel like he wanted Jar Jar to up when trying to get Dooku because he doesn't want them to actually get Dooku.
But didn't he literally say, "How about we give you someone more qualified than Jar Jar?"
Yeah,
or just make sure that Jar Jar stays out of trouble.
Maybe, but why send him at all?
I don't think he wanted him to be there.
What's interesting is that the senator, I forgot his name already.
Karras.
So yeah, he said like, "Last time I got sent on one of these ransom missions, I was kept in prison for 3 weeks." I was like, I was watching that and I was like, "Mate, you're not going to go on any more ransom missions after this." Rip in peace, buried on this random planet.
Rip in peace, Grand Senator, or whatever you were.
Grand Senators die a lot in Clone Wars, as we'll see.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah, after this guy, they get through a lot.
Well, the good old Bail Organa, who lives until like the very end of the Republic, or even the end of Senate, rather.
Yeah,
because the Senate is like dissolved like 3 days later.
Senate is dissolved just before he got blown up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. He outlived the Senate.
He outlived the Senate.
Not sure if he was still the senator, but I would assume not.
Well, he could have been.
Yeah, he could have been. Why not?
No, or was Leia the senator for Alderaan?
I don't think she was a senator.
But was she? I don't know.
She was a diplomat, definitely. But
she claimed they were on a diplomatic mission.
Yeah, hence a diplomat.
No, but being a diplomat, you can also be...
They call her princess, not senator.
Yeah, but Bail Organa was prince.
Was he?
No, not prince. He was king, wasn't he? But not like... In canon, the actual head of state was his wife. Because, like, Organa, I think in canon, is now his wife's name. His wife's surname. Because in bloody... What's it called?
Bloodline?
I mean, on Alderaan, surnames and family is more matrilineal than patrilineal.
Fair enough. I didn't know that.
Which is kind of interesting.
I didn't know that. So
I'm not sure if... I don't think Bail Organa was king regnant, if that makes sense. Like, I think he might have been king, but I think that was in the same way that, like, the wife of a king would be a queen. which is different to like Queen Elizabeth, who is Queen Regnant, which means like the top queen. I think that's how it works.
He's more like a Prince Philip kind of guy.
But called king. He could be called Prince. I actually don't know if he is called king or Prince.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Who the cares?
Not me. No. Not who do you think I am? Some sort of a Star Wars nerd?
Some sort of Star Wars podcaster?
Yeah, that ain't me.
I feel like we've we've roadkilled most of this episode.
Yeah, like bloody something happened, I don't know.
Yeah.
We bloody ran it down like Jar Jar on those big...
on those animals, yes. Jar Jar was actually smart, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like, those... I'm not doing the voice. Those, again. Those geysers go off. You can tell that because the big animals are running away from them. We can hide in them until they really leave.
Yeah, because like Commander Stone and all the clones were like, they had no cover. And they didn't think to go into the geyser.
Yeah, because there's acid in them.
Yeah, so Jar Jar is actually observant and he's smart.
It was a bit weird that the acid was eating through the clones' armors but did nothing to Jar Jar.
Was it eating through? I didn't see.
It was like just burning holes into it.
That's really cool. But Jar Jar does live in the swamp.
He lives in a swamp, not in an acid swamp.
Yeah. Can Gungans breathe underwater?
I don't think so, actually, because I read in the monster manual or whatever that their like nostrils close up.
Yeah, because I feel like last episode in Bombad Jedi, Jar Jar held his breath when he went underwater.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I mean, their cities do have air in them. If they could breathe underwater,
they wouldn't have air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why have the cities underwater?
Oh, no.
No.
Because they don't like the sun, maybe?
Yeah, but there are Gungan cities on land, too. Which we see in Clone Wars.
Wasn't that like an ancient, like, holy... Oh, no, it's Clone Wars, never mind.
Yeah, in Clone Wars. And those were the people before the Nubians.
Yeah, like we Quens. Which is still better than the bloody... What was it last episode? Last time? The Trandashans?
Trandashan. That was 2 episodes ago. Was it?
It was last week.
Yeah. No, it was in the Double Agent Droid one.
Oh, hell yeah, you're right.
On Air-Deraan.
That's just because bloody peek behind the curtain at the point that we're talking about this. I still haven't edited bloody... What is it? Newt Gunray Spunkstone?
Yeah, Newt Gunray Spunkstone.
We can still change our mind.
No, it's 2 set in stone now.
2 set in Spunkstone.
Exactly. But speaking of...
Spunk?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But do we want to go... you said earlier about a tag and Bink thing.
Well, that was mostly just because one of the pirates calls Jar Jar... representative Bink.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, a lot of the characters mishear, or either mishear or don't care about what Jar Jar says. So, like, Jar Jar said, "I'm representative Binks," and that pirate said Bink. And Jar Jar also says, "Bombat Clankins," and then Stone repeats, yes, Bombad Clankers. And like, no, he said Clankens, not Clankers.
Because Clankens doesn't mean anything.
I think Clanken might mean machine.
Oh, no, maybe big noise.
Big noise?
Yeah, it's clanking.
Yeah, because it's clanking around.
Yeah, but it's clankers. Yeah. I know these.
Ooh.
I mean...
and that's why Stone didn't understand. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There aren't droid armies anywhere.
Yeah. I thought that there would be, because like that was... What else would Clanken be?
Yeah. That's actually kind of interesting.
Although I think that tank that they used is like one of the tanks that someone uses in Battlefront 2. I don't know who it was. It might be droids?
I don't think it was. The droids used the one from episode 1.
The... whatever it's called.
Yeah. The clones use the one that's similar to one of the Imperial tanks.
Yeah, except it's red.
Yeah.
It might be the Rebel one. I think it's the Rebel tank.
Oh, that Rebel oh my god, that fired so many missiles.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's kind of like it's like a Hellfire droid, but without the big wheels.
But it's a car.
But it's a car. Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
The Naboo tank. Just so freaking...
Oh yeah, that Naboo tank,
That's such a janky tank.
You just casually see that for like one shot in episode 1.
Yeah, it's just a car with a gun on it, but it can destroy a droid tank in one hit.
I think that's what the Rebel tank in Battlefront 2 is based off of.
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure that it's that it's the thing with like the big, like Katyusha.
Yes, I think it's actually... They made those things for the Hailfire droid, and then they put them on the Naboo tank because they use the Naboo tank in the previous Battlefront game. In Naboo Streets, in Theed Streets or whatever it's called.
I thought that there were no vehicle. No, there are vehicles.
There are vehicles.
Yeah, there are.
There's no space battles.
Yeah, but I think that
there
are snow speeders.
There are snow speeders.
I think so.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure there are snow speeders in Battlefront 1.
Did I say the one?
No, I think I just said were in a way that said weren't.
Oh. Yeah.
I think I just said weren't.
Yeah, they use snow speeders on Hoth.
Because they're technically not in space.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the only thing you can fly in.
You can fly TIE fighters and X-Wings on Bespin too.
I'm pretty sure you can't.
I'm pretty sure you can. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless you're talking about the EA Battlefront 1.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the original.
Yeah, there's no...
It's not in space.
There are two Bespin maps. One is like the bottom stuff, like with walkways, and there's one that's like the courtyard and the place with the...
Not the courtyard one. I mean the Bespin platforms.
You know what? You might be right.
The one that
You are right. You are right.
The one that has the like kill zone is like there's only one way to the other side of the map, and it's this corridor, and it's a death zone.
Yeah.
What I like doing, like playing on Star Wars Battlefront 2, playing on Battlefront 1 maps. Well, I like on playing any map. I would turn using Fake Console, which is this mod that lets you change attributes. I would change the reinforcement number to like 10,000 or something, and then change the number of active bots from like whatever it was. It was like
30, I think.
30. I would change it to like 100.
Nice.
Or like as many as I possibly could, and it would just be like chaos, and I loved it. It was so much fun.
Actually, come to think of it, there's like planes in Kashyyyk docks as well. No, Kashyyyk docks. Kashyyyk.
Oh, well, catamarans.
No, like flying thingies. Not Kashyyyk docks, the other Kashyyyk map.
Yeah, the fabled other Kashyyyk map.
Yeah, because Kashyyyk docks is where I got my 150 kills in one game.
Oh.
Against 2 players.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I did that by camping on the Imperial command point where the tanks spawn and just switching between tanks and killing everyone who tried to get near.
Is Kashyyyk docks the one that's at night?
No.
Or is that the other one?
That must be the other one.
Yeah.
Kashyyyk docks is the one where there's like the big stretch of water that you have to run through.
Yeah, which is good fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are swoop bikes.
Ooh.
Which I enjoyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like crash through the acid geysers.
Yikes, yeah.
And geysers.
They geysers now. Yeah, it's way less graphic than the acid in Mandalorian, obviously.
Oh, imagine, though.
Imagine bloody Hondo against the Krayt Dragon. Which, I have to reiterate, does have legs. We just never see them.
Yes, it's always had legs.
Yeah. It's, the model has like, well, maybe like more like fins than legs.
It's like...
It does have appendages.
It's just so big that you like hardly see the entirety of the Krayt Dragon.
Yeah. You see maybe half of it. Ever.
Yeah, at most.
Yeah. Still doesn't make that much sense how it, like, buries through solid rock, but who cares?
And I think it liquefies it.
Yeah, with, like, sound.
Yeah.
Maybe the acid.
They said in the behind the scenes that it's almost like it's liquefying the sand in order to swim through it.
They said in it that it says McClunky and all the sand just scurries off in fear.
In fear, yeah. I mean, if only Hondo said McClunky.
Since Revenge of the Sith is PG-13, it's allowed 1 McClunky. Where would you put it?
Oh my! You may have this seat, but you are not get the rank of McClunky master.
What would you prefer? Samuel L. Jackson saying motherfucker or Samuel L. Jackson saying McClunky?
Samuel L. Jackson, mother clunky.
But it's in every movie. In every movie ever, it's replaced by McClunky.
I actually wouldn't mind that. I think
I'm getting real tired of these McClunky snakes on this McClunky plane.
Yeah.
Let's go open some windows. Anyway.
So.
We've talked about Tag and Binkwatch.
And now we want to have another section, a dedicated section more like.
Yeah. A new segment.
What's it called, Voiter?
Well, there's only one name that we could have given it, and that is Motto Rancisis. And what are we doing in this section, Freddy?
We're talking about the mottos of each episode.
Yeah. What do they like? Do they apply to this episode, or are they just as random as I thought when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Do we still think that what's coming and what happened before is better? Probably. Because you are so adamant that they get better, whilst I'm adamant that they don't.
I'm adamant they get better.
Right, so the motto for
Dooku Captured
is, the winding path to peace is always a worthy one, regardless of how many turns it takes.
I don't really see how this is that applicable, but unless the winding turns is trying to capture Dooku.
Yeah, I thought that this would be don't do anything bad, because if you're bloody being good, then whatever happens, eventually there's gonna be peace. But no, it's just do whatever, dude. Eventually it's gonna work out.
Yeah, but it didn't work out.
Don't save the prisoners. Who cares? There's gonna be peace one day anyway.
And yeah, it didn't work out. Anakin kills Dooku. He chops off his f***ing head, which is kind of weird when you see their triple escaping with the prisoner. Anakin kills you.
Yeah. Well, Anakin kills both of them.
Oh my god. Hell, it's kind of weird to think about that. Yeah.
It's like bloody in that scene on, is that the bridge of the Invisible Hand, or the throne room on the Invisible Hand? Anakin kills everyone else in that room eventually.
Yeah, Dooku, Palpatine.
Well, not Palpatine technically.
He does. He throws him down a hole.
Well, he doesn't die.
Yes, he does die.
Is that a different Palpatine?
No, that is original Palpatine, and he does die because in Episode 9 he says, "I have died before." So he did actually die.
Oh wow!
It doesn't make sense.
A Palpatine dies.
That is the Palpatine.
How do we know that?
Because he died. He says, "I have died once before."
But we don't know if any of them is the original.
Look, I'm hoping to God, I'm praying to Jack Sparrow, Jar Jar Binks right now that bloody Palpatine in the original trilogy is the original Palpatine.
Jar Jarrow.
Jar Jarrow.
Jarrow.
Jar Jar Binks Arrow? No.
Jarrow is where the bloody Spanish Inquisition sketch takes place in.
In Jarrow?
Yeah. Anyway, that was the first fortune cookie, which I like to say, which you don't like me saying.
I prefer motto, because that's what it is.
Yeah. And the second one is fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud.
Is this a good moral of the story?
It's a good moral, but they did fail, but not with that much honor anyway.
Yeah, but they say they had honor, because at the end of the episode, basically, Obi-Wan's saying, we're not going to actually arrest you and turn you in, because we're honourable like that. But and then Obi-Wan says, you will find that Dooku doesn't share our sense of honour, and he knows where you live. So basically, and this does happen, they get f***ed over by the Separatists.
They do. But at the same time, they know that there are spice traders and pirates, and they're like, we have no quarrels with you. We don't seek revenge. Just go.
Well, it's like how the Jedi don't free the slaves.
True. They are trying to be neutral or whatever.
Yeah. So it's not it's really not Hannah Montana Best of Both Worlds.
It's like
the worst of both worlds.
It's some grey morality, grey Jedi territory.
Yeah. Even
though grey Jedi don't. They just don't.
They don't exist.
Nope.
It's impossible.
If you like grey Jedi, good on you, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. They don't exist. Never have.
Yeah, bloody Revan, he was just, they were just his cousins, and if in any adaptation they look like they're great Jedi, no, they... if they kissed, that's just what bloody good friends did back then.
Yeah.
I'm making this into like a Achilles Patroclus
Yeah,
thing.
Sappho and friend.
It doesn't really work, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, honor amongst thieves? No. That doesn't
is
exist. That doesn't exist with Hondo. Honor amongst the Jedi to Hondo? I mean, theoretically it exists because they say it in this episode. But did they fail with honor? Yes, no.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
They just failed.
But for the purposes of the episode, technically they did.
I guess.
Because they mold it in a way where they did. But in reality, not really with honor. Hondo is pretty pissed off that he sort of like said, I know you escaped once, but I'm going to have good faith that you are not going to escape again. And then they escape again, and Hondo seems like pretty hurt that they actually did that.
Yeah.
And it was like, so perhaps they were being dishonorable for, not just waiting around, which sounds kind of weird. And then Hondo was like, look, I just want to get this over and done with, and then we'll go back to being friends. And it's like, I feel like, is Hondo actually the most honourable one? I mean, apart from the fact that he electrocutes and tortures Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but only because he thought that they tried to escape 3 times.
Which they did.
And also that was because he thought that the Republic double-crossed him and sent an army for him.
Oh yeah, because Turk lies about it.
Yeah.
Shenkurga from the Young Turks.
He should have known that his name is Falso.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought that his singing voice is really high.
Whoa. But Falso thought that Hondo's an idiot, so he could double-cross him.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well. It all worked out in the end for everyone but Falso. Who got Force... Not lightning, choked and then something? But did he get Force lightning too?
No, he got choked and then he shot his friend and then died and got his neck snapped.
Right. Yeah. It was
By Dooku was pretty bad. Sorry,
it was
pretty
pretty badass. Yeah. He's very skilled with the Force. Like,
yeah.
I don't think we've seen anyone like do this much stuff.
Yeah. There's one bit when Dooku is like when he takes Anakin's lightsaber. It's so graceful. Like it just goes vertically up and then like floats directly into Dooku's hat. Dooku's belt basically, or whatever it was. And it's like it's not even in like the curve, like using the Force to tangibly touch. It's just like so, bam, bam, like graceful sort of intricate movements.
Do you think he was going to keep it or give it to Grievous?
I don't know.
Looking like, look what I have for you, boy. Come on, back for it, back.
After Gore died.
Gore bullet.
Oh my god.
Gore! Where are you? Are you trying to deceive me? Are you just behind me? Every day, more lies.
Borgala, everyone.
Borgala kind of sounds like Borat with extra steps.
Mad tentacles!
These are your thoughts. That was Italian again, wasn't it?
Mamma mia, here's your thoughts.
My name aboard.
Jumpman War.
No, he does say my name aboard that. Did Mario copy Borat?
Whoa. No, it did not.
Mario came out like 18 years before Borat.
Did Mario compete in the Central Asian Olympics for Jew hunting? Like Borat? Well, not like Borat, he didn't compete.
No, he just covered it because he's the country's 3rd best journalist or something. 2nd best being his daughter.
Interesting.
In Borat 2.
Electric Boogaloo. See, I saved it. I didn't say faking a journalist.
I guess.
Journalist.
It's called subsequent movie film. Because good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I feel like we probably should get into more of our thoughts on this episode with our
Razzie winning nominated Bill Burr was at the Grammys.
We lost the Razzie to Rudy Giuliani in Borat 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But the section is, of course, called...
Bill Burr says something racist at the Grammys.
Did he say something racist at the Grammys?
No, he said, I think what he said was, bloody feminists are gonna go so nuts that cis male is winning all these Latino awards, or something like that.
I know some people were saying recently about Bill Burr being racist, and then on Twitter, and people were like, Bill Burr's wife's black. And then they said, sometimes white people internalize their racism so much that they marry black women to treat as their sex slaves. And I was like, what? And then Bill Burr's wife replied, bitch, shut the up. So, which was quite funny.
I didn't know that his wife was black. That's cool. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah, Bill Burr is cool.
Yeah.
Even if he did
he says some pretty
He may have said some stuff in defense of Gina Carano, but to be fair, so did bloody, what's his face? Mando himself.
Pedro Pascal, but that was before she got fired.
Still.
Yeah, but we don't actually know what it was in defense of yet.
I think that all that Bill Burr said was like, she seemed pretty nice on set.
Yeah, which
he didn't say anything about her views.
It appeared to be like that in the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Even though she's a terrible actress.
Like, so many people said, like, yeah, she was very nice.
Very nice.
I didn't want to do that, but I did for whatever reason.
Yeah. Go on. We started this episode like, okay, like before we hit record, we're like, let's get all the Borat references out of our system. So it's just like constant, wow, we were, and very nice, and my wife, and all that kind of stuff. And then we still haven't got it out of our system still.
I don't think the system worked.
I don't think
like, literally the first thing that Freddie said when he showed up in the room was, my wife!
Yeah, it's one of the things I say to myself now.
Yeah, same.
I like walk downstairs to like make some tea. I'm like, my wife. I'm like, this is when I realise I've got a problem.
We're just too white. Borat references, podcasting.
Yeah.
I can't handle much spice.
Oh my god.
What else do we do that's so fucking white? We drink milk.
I like stormtroopers and their armor's pretty white.
I guess.
I don't know. Anyway, let's get back onto our podcast section.
Let's get back on the run.
Light side,
the dark,
the
and the one in the middle. What we
do when we were. Yeah, so Voito, what was your light side?
My light side was pretty much everything about what?
Everything?
No. Pretty much everything about Count Dooku.
Yes.
Like, I so enjoyed, like, the difference between him and, like, the Jedi, where he was like, oh, the way to get out of this is actually by getting this knife and stabbing the wall. Or, okay, if I shut up, will you devise some sort of a brilliant plan to get us out? Like, his dynamic with the two was pretty great.
I like the dynamic. It was interesting because it's in a position where they have to work together, and I think that's really cool.
He literally says, I would have killed both of you if I didn't have to drag your bodies around with me.
Yeah, it's like Count Dooku's badass.
Yeah. And like, another thing was like the comparison to like most Siths, like in his situation, would like kill everyone and leave, but he was like, I'm gonna get out of this. I'm not dirtying my hands with them.
Yeah.
Someone will pay for me to get out or something. I don't know.
I thought it was. Yeah.
It might be because I just watched a full fat video
on Count Dooku.
On Dooku, Maul, and Grievous, in which he was like, oh, he's actually this and this and this. I was like, yeah, he's actually cool.
I personally don't think Dooku was a true Sith. I think he aligned himself with the Sith for his own political goals, in my opinion. And
he's a fallen Jedi.
Yeah.
Which is a little different, I guess. Which, granted, so is Anakin, but Anakin was more of a rage machine.
Well, Anakin had yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Palpatine had yellow eyes, apart from when he was disguising, obviously. Dooku, Maul had yellow eyes. Dooku does not have yellow eyes. Dooku's not full Sith.
He does do the lightning, but so did Rey, so what does that even mean anymore?
So,
I say anymore. I did like that bit in Luke is still around. What is it called? Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty predictable though. But,
maybe, but I still liked it.
and that sort of thing happened in Rebels first.
He didn't do Force Lightning, did he?
No, not the Force Lightning, but like Ezra pulling on a ship. No, it was Kanan pulling on the Phantom. Sorry, the Phantom was trying to escape a thing with its engines, and the Inquisitors were force pulling it towards them. It was the same sort of thing as Rey pulling the...
Well, yeah, there also Amazon Force Unleashed. Who cares?
Oh, Force Unleashed it was making it crash.
No. In one of the DLC, Starkiller is like holding back the Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah, the one where Chewbacca dies and Han Solo dies and
Probably.
Leia dies.
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you fight fucking Obi-Wan's Force Ghost in that game.
Oh, that's in the
DLC, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're talking about the DLC for the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you kill Obi-Wan and then you fight his ghost.
So f***ing stupid.
And you fight Boba Fett too.
Yeah, the sequel.
Yeah.
I should stop saying that. It's never funny.
But it is funny fighting Obi-Wan's ghost immediately.
Yeah. And then you like yeet him in the engine of the Falcon. Or is that how he dies in the first place? Well, it doesn't really matter. What's your light side?
My light side is...
My light
side is probably... I just like the dynamic between Obi-Wan and Anakin. I was going to say Dooku, but I can't. So Obi-Wan and Anakin's dynamic is pretty cool because it's, as you said off podcast, because we have a life. Ish. You said how you rewatched the start of episode 2 and how janky, how one could say McClunky, the dialogue and acting of Obi-Wan and Anakin. How did you say it was?
Basically, like their dynamic was like, we are here to protect you, Senator. No. Why do we have to do this? Anakin, stop being such a little bitch. No, I am going to find out who wants to kill you because you mean everything to me, Padme. Everything that I am and everything that I want is you. Anakin, my learner, you will stop and we'll do our job as Jedi because we are Jedi, protectors of peace. Just that.
Yeah.
It's really easy to forget how much better Matt Lanter is as Anakin.
Yeah, it's much better in Clone Wars, their dynamic and their characterization and pretty much everything.
That being said, I felt like Obi-Wan's voice actor wasn't doing the best job in this episode, at least in the very beginning.
I quite liked it still. James Arnold Taylor normally is pretty epic.
I think he got better.
He's been doing it since 2003.
Like throughout the episode. Who was he? Was he Obi-Wan in the Tarkovsky one?
Yeah, he was.
Opposite of Matt Lucas.
Yeah, what do you mean? Oh, yes.
Yeah, Matt Lucas with a single T. The voice actor for Anakin.
Not Nardole.
Not Nardole. Not the judge from British Bake Off.
He's not a judge.
Commentator or moderator, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, their dynamic is pretty dope though. Like they keep bloody going back and forth with each other and being bloody sassy.
Yeah, quite a lot of sass.
Yeah, especially when Ahsoka bursts through the wall into the picture. She has a pretty good, like...
Yeah, she lifts rocks.
Like Rey, except this time no bloody...
No SJWs in sight! I'm kidding.
It's more like no one bloody got their knickers in a twist because, I don't know.
I don't want to know the fan fiction about Ahsoka's knickers. I'm not gonna...
F*** off! That's not what I was talking about. I'm not freaking talking about the Legends page for nipples on Wikipedia.
Yeah, the canon page for nipples is now Anakin topless in episode 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, whereas, as I said, the Legends page is not. And people have tried to edit it and remove the page, often to people saying, "Oh, you're just a prude." It's like, it doesn't need to exist!
It's not official art anyway!
I know.
Like, to begin with, I mean.
I'm pretty sure it's not official. It might have been in an art book, but I don't think it was an officially Lucasfilm art. And it's definitely not canon. Or Legends, I mean.
There's probably some art book that would have, like, you know, some races at least without clothes. But why would they put that out? It's for kids.
There was a sleeping Ayla Secura as well.
Huh. Okay.
And I'll see if I think the caption for it is Ayla Secura sleeping, exposing a nipple. Which I just... so stupid.
I will have to look that up for science.
For science, yeah.
No spunk stone in sight.
No, Newt Gunray gone.
No. It's Newt Gunray, not Newt Sakura.
Where's that fan art? I want Newt Gunray for the Wikipedia article for penis.
Just Ki-Adi-Mundi's head.
Ki-Adi-Mundi exposing a penis. Like a penis.
It's like the Doctor. Anything else he's got two of? Thumbs.
Ki-Adi-Mundi exposing a thumb. I'm going to create the Wikipedia page for thumbs.
As opposed to the Spy Kids thumb people.
Oh my god.
They're toe people.
Yeah, they're all thumbs. Including the thumbs. But
yes.
Their hands are just thumbs. Their arms are just thumbs.
This is so cursed.
So, Voiter, what was your dark side, considering of speaking of cursed things?
My dark side.
Dark side.
Dark side.
From Justice League, Zack Snyder, coming out this Thursday, which is actually tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm
losing track of time. Oh.
Aren't we all? My dark side, and I've already touched upon it with Obi-Wan.
Oh, I hope not.
Off, man. I thought that, especially with bloody Jar Jar.
Yeah.
The voice acting just... Some of the choices were a little strange. Like, just everything about Jar Jar, who is no longer Ahmed Best.
Yeah. It's not the best.
More like Ahmed Worst.
Not Ahmed Best.
No, not Ahmed Best, but whoever this person is.
Yeah.
They're not that bad, but they're just much worse.
Yeah.
And I just thought that some of Obi-Wan's lines felt more like an impression of Ewan McGregor rather than actual acting.
Which isn't normal for James Arnold Taylor.
Not really. Like, I think I remember that even that in the film, that in the Clone Wars film, he sounded a bit janky.
The thing is that James Arnold Taylor Obi-Wan doesn't actually sound like a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan. Yeah, like no one necessarily sounds like they do in the movies, other than Grievous, who is literally the same voice actor. But I'm going to give you something that is considered outrageous among Star Wars fans, is that I prefer Clone Wars Obi-Wan to Ewan McGregor. So I feel like he has far more energy and, this is the controversial thing, acting than Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan in the prequels.
It's probably because they have much better scripts and direction.
That is also true.
Not necessarily from Dave Filoni, but sometimes yes.
Yeah, sometimes yes.
Sometimes yes.
Yes.
Yes, but actually sometimes. And also, like, I don't need Ewan McGregor's voice to love Obi-Wan, because I think that other than, like, once, I pretty much only watched Star Wars in dub.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan was still my favorite one in there. I'm just a big Obi stan.
Ooh.
So, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi Obi-Wan.
Obi what?
Owo Frita.
Base Malbuus.
Chiru-Uwe.
Chiru Teamway. I am Groot. This is worse than our Borat tangent.
Yeah.
Problem is that this started as a Borat tangent.
So, I may as well go from one cursed thing to another cursed thing. Well, it's not really cursed, it's just my dark side. And I To be fair, I didn't have much of one.
It's fair.
If at all, but I guess like the only thing that I thought was a bit strange was it's not even really a criticism. I'm just like, huh? But like when Hondo go into Vancor right when a space battle has been happening, no one notices Hondo went there.
I mean, he was there packing. We don't know how long he's been there.
No, because when they crash landed, the ship wasn't there.
Well, they didn't... Oh yeah, true. Or unless they brought the ship over to theirs?
Why?
Because they were trying to take it, because they were like, oh, this will get us a pretty credit.
No, I think it's
I don't think it was the same place.
No, Dooku went to his ship, which was by the bloody which Hondo ship had landed by. I think it looked different because it was different shots, so there were more wide shots then. It's not really a criticism.
Maybe he was like one of those Trandoshan. I'm never gonna stop saying it. One of those bloody scrap ships who just go to the sites of space battles and pilfer for
which appears to be common.
Apparently, they didn't bat an eye about them being there.
Yeah, as I said, it's not really a criticism. I think it's fine. It's pretty much the only thing, because I really didn't have any issues with this at all, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it was for another bloody two-parter with Jar Jar in it. It was great.
Yeah.
And we loved it again.
Yeah. When's it gonna get bad?
I mean, maybe Trespass is not good, but I remember...
I remember Trespass being brilliant. I think the Jedi Crash Defenders two-parter, which is coming up next, with Ayla Secura, not exposing a nipple, I'm afraid. It's made for 8-year-olds. But that could be bad.
Yeah, they're too old for exposed nipples.
The only thing I know I'm probably not going to like is Blue Shadow Virus.
Well...
I thought I remember that poorly.
Blue Shadow Virus is commonly considered to be a bad one, but we thought the same about the Gung in general. We thought...
The same about
the Dooku parts.
Bombad Jedi too.
Yeah, we thought the same about Droid...
Oh yeah,
there's a bad
Traitor
one.
Droid, there's a bad one.
I'm bad with names, apparently.
Yeah, Among Us Droid.
Yeah, Borat, by Grievous...
Grievous voice, my droid.
My droid! I can't do a Grievous voice.
Yeah. So this season could potentially get bad. But there definitely are bangers left. We've got Trespass, which is certified banger. We've got Hidden Enemy, certified banger. I
don't remember which one that is.
Well, you're going to like Hidden Enemy when we get to it.
Okay. Oh, is it Cat Bane?
No.
Oh, we'll see.
Cat Bane does appear in the last episode of this. I think he appears in the last episode of this season.
Oh, fucking hell.
So I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Could be wrong. Yeah. What is your one in the middle, the Bendu, to get back on track?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Because for as much as we thought that this is going to be a short one, we're at 2:20 again. We talked for way too long about food. Or not long enough.
Maybe.
We're still gonna be shorter than Pirates 3, probably. Definitely in Pirates 3, probably shorter than Pirates 2.
Oh my god, you could... So, anyone listening to this, you could have just watched the first Pirates of the Caribbean, or the second Pirates of the Caribbean. You're all suckers.
Yeah.
Because those two things are probably better than this podcast.
No! Come on!
Okay.
We're better than Curse of the Black Pearl.
No! Curse of the Black Pearl is really good.
It's really good, but I still prefer Dead Man's Chest.
As I said, this is not going to become a running thing when we just... Every episode, we say the same thing twice and disagree on it. But I think
it was last episode that we talked about Dead Man's Chest, I think.
And we also talked about it this episode.
Well, yeah, but not about our rankings of it.
Yeah, I guess. But Curse of the Black Pearl is better. But yeah. What's your one in the middle, the Bendu? I'm getting hyper because I haven't eaten and I'm tired and I need to do an essay.
Oh no! Why are we here? Just to suffer. We should bloody cut it short anyway. My one in the middle, the Bendu, is the fact that it's kind of strange that we have not only back-to-back arcs with Jar Jar in it, but an arc that starts with Jar Jar and ends with Grit, and an arc that starts with Grit and ends with Jar Jar being Jar Jar.
Ooh.
I don't want to say ring theory, or that it's like poetry, it rhymes, but it kind of does.
And both arcs are centered around capturing somebody.
Very true.
Separatist Alliance.
Very, very true.
In one case, it's Newt Gunray himself. In the other case, it's Count Dooku.
So since this is like the inverse of that arc, should we call this one the Chastity Water Dooku?
What?
The opposite of Spunkstone?
No, not calling it anything to do with Spunkstone.
Yeah, but it's the opposite of it.
No, it's not really the opposite of Spunkstone still, because it's the end is still the same as the Newt Gunray thing, isn't it? Because Count Dooku escapes in the flying saucer. Newt Gunray escapes.
We don't know how, though.
We don't know how.
Well, technically he escapes on the blockade runner, but we don't think he does. We don't know how he left. Maybe he took the soulless one. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He might have just left some other way.
Who cares?
We never know. Who cares?
Who cares? What was your one in the middle? The Borat. I said that already, but
possibly it's like how I just thought it was interesting that Dooku says, I want to get off this godforsaken planet. That's a weird phrase in Star Wars.
Because God?
Because God. But also godforsaken planet. I mean, I don't know, is that one of the first things in reference to God?
Could be. I mean, I know that there's some sort of religion, but I don't know how canon it was back then. It was like Church of the Force.
Oh no, they wouldn't have cared about canon back when this came out. Because this is all George Lucas overrode Legends quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know, Church of the Force is now canon, and people believe in the Force everywhere in the galaxy, or variations on it. So it seems like God is some sort of archaic form.
God.
I know people say, what the hell, don't they?
I guess.
I'll see you in hell.
Yeah, I mean, they do use a lot of, I was going to say English phrases that are just sometimes they replace bloody bull in a china shop with reek in a Neimoidian shop. But,
yes.
Yeah, but not, quite literally as that. But they do that sometimes, so I guess they just kept God, because how do you replace that? On this Force-forsaken planet?
Why can't you just say Force-forsaken planet?
Because then you're literally just saying Force equals God.
No, Forsaken.
Oh, just Forsaken. But that just means something else.
Does it?
Forsaken means, this place sucks, and Forsaken planet, that just implies that the planet was actually forsaken by someone.
Yeah, well, by God now.
Yeah, but that's implicit in, it's explicit in that phrase, but it's not implicit.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's interesting.
This accursed planet or something.
Yeah, I mean,
that would fit Dooku, I guess.
The thing is, I'm saying, is we were just doing variations of Forsaken Planet, Force Forsaken Planet. Well, we're going backwards. That line exists because they put it in there. They put in Godforsaken Planet. They could have put in another line. I just think it's interesting, and they have Godforsaken Planet in there. And anyway, Holdo says Godspeed twice in Last Jedi.
We don't talk about that.
I know, but she still says it, and it was still as McClunky as ever.
Yeah, you're right. Oh well. It doesn't really mean anything anyway.
Yeah.
You can say it without meaning God.
Yeah. I wonder who is Godforsaken in Star Wars. Who is Forsaken?
What?
You know, how Godforsaken planet. Who is in the eyes of the Force seen as detestable?
The Sith, I guess.
Are they? Because the Sith use the Force.
It's true. Bendu said, it's all the Force.
Yeah.
The Bendu, right?
That people use the Force in either ways. The Force doesn't have any allegiance.
I guess people who cut themselves off?
Oh, so Luke and
bloody whoever else does it.
Yoda doesn't do it. Neither does Obi-Wan. It's just Luke.
Some people in the bloody bloody expanded universe.
Oh, right, in the comics, yeah.
Yeah. At least enough to the point where the New Canon Book Club is like, that's too many people who do that now.
I think there's too many people that have survived Order 66.
You say that, but like, out of 10,000.
Yeah, but I still think it's too much. I think Legend's still too much too. I think, having it be several, like, Oppo Rancisis, Quinlan Voss.
Oppo Rancisis survives?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
In canon?
In canon, Oppo Rancisis survives Order 66.
Is he in that list? Bloody...
He is in that list of Jedi in the comics that's lived. So that means Oppo Rancisis, who was in the High Republic, also lived through Order 66.
What if he is the Wills?
Oh my god. Guardians of Oppo Rancisis. That's why the motto's at the start. Motto Rancisis, it is the Wills. They are chapter titles in the Wills of the Force.
This makes too much sense.
Jesus Christ.
It's Oppo Rancisis.
Hail.
All hail Big Oppo.
Praise be Big Oppo.
Big Oppo.
You've heard of Bigger Luke? Get ready for Big Oppo.
I mean, he is a reptile. Reptiles never stop growing.
That's true. Oh my god. Oppo Rancisis. That's like, you know, like he coils his tail to sit on the thing. He's just going to get taller and taller on his chair. And then eventually there's like, geez, Oppo Rancisis. He's just like towering over.
He's just coiled around the whole tower of the Jedi Temple.
Yes.
He's just looking in through the window.
I am the tower, the council tower. He wraps around the outside.
He doesn't get thicker or bigger, he just gets longer.
Oppo Rancisis is certified long boy. Oh my god! The two Jedi that lived in the High Republic and also in the prequels are certified long boys.
Oh yeah.
Yarrow Poof.
Well, there's also Yoda.
Yoda is inverted long boy. I'm saying that he's not long. I'm not saying
he's white Putin.
Why? Oh my god.
He's Evichevich.
Yes. Vladimir Vichevich.
Ivan Nikolai.
Yeah.
We should watch it on the... I said the big TV. It's the bigger TV. The bigger Luke.
The big Jesus. The big Oppo.
That's probably our episode name, isn't it?
The big Oppo.
The big Oppo.
Yes.
But instead of Oppo... But Oppo is bloody... what's his name? Jason Isaacs? Poe Dameron doing the O face.
Yeah. Doing
O Rancisis.
Oh, the anime prequels. Would you read an anime? Would you watch a manga of Oppo Rancisis surviving through Order 66?
On one hand, probably, because I wanted to see that. But I know that there is manga of the original trilogy that I was like, I don't need to read that. That.
And as we said a while ago in our FBI Open Up episode, there's a Clone Wars manga.
There is?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure it's a sticker book and not an actual manga.
It's possible. Also, there's that short anime about TIE fighters. You know, the super cool one.
Yeah, fan made that.
Yeah.
It's really cool though.
Yeah. It's like the 80s style, which means that everything looks like a ground that you fly over looks like a big watermelon. You know what I mean.
Yeah. It's got the glinting guns. It reminded me of Starship Yamato. No, not Starship Yamato. Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I hear great stuff about that, but it's like super long.
I don't like some of the world building choices in it. But
have you watched the whole thing?
I've definitely not watched the whole thing. I've only seen like 30 episodes of Death Note. I'm not watching the hundreds of episodes of Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
From what I hear, it's like kind of like the Game of Thrones of anime.
Yeah, but I feel like it takes that in a too literal sense. Like it's
older, I think.
Yeah, it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
There's been a digital restoration of it, I believe.
Didn't Game of Thrones start in the 80s as well?
Started in the 90s.
Oh, never mind. Wild Cards did start in the 80s, I think.
I read a George R.R. Martin short story from the 70s, from 1975, called And Seven Times Never Kill Man. Very good.
Is it some sort of a robot thing?
No, it's about some like small furry people fighting against humans.
It couldn't be about the Ewoks. That was like 8 years before they existed.
But the art made for And Seven Times Never Kill Man for the cover of the book
by Ralph McQuarrie?
No, but it inspired Ralph McQuarrie for the look of Chewbacca in 1977.
Wow. The actual Chewbacca or the concept?
The concept art, the one where he looks more stubby.
The one where he looks like Zeb?
No, not that one. It's still furry. Still like furry Chewbacca.
I say he looks like Zeb. Zeb is just one of the concepts for Chewbacca.
Yeah, I mean, like when Chewbacca was a furry man. No, not like that. It was based on art made for the cover of the magazine that And Seven Times Never Kill Man was published in. So yeah, fun fact of the day.
Another fun fact of the day is I want to end this finally. We've been at this for 2.5 hours. How are we talking about a Jar Jar two-parter longer than freaking anything else?
Look, what can I say?
I feel like this might actually be our longest episode.
About Jar Jar.
To be fair, a lot of it, entirely too much of it, was about food and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Look, about half an hour into this episode, I thought it was going to be the shortest episode we've ever made.
Yeah.
And now what can we say? So,
mistakes were made.
Unless you want to personally kill us for this kind of awfulness, well, fuck you. Could you listen this far? It's good for our analytics. So, make sure to, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and like this video because we've had 0 likes apart from ourselves.
For now, that's gonna change eventually. Hopefully when the Bad Batch rolls around and we get slightly more topical and relevant.
Yeah, because how many people are really searching up Clone Wars podcast rewatch?
I probably did at some point.
Yeah, true. But
why would they click on one with like Globko Gabgalab in the title?
Why wouldn't they?
That is true.
And why wouldn't they?
It sets us apart.
Yeah, and also make sure to, if you're on the Podbean or on the Spotify, follow us on there.
Yeah, subscribe on bloody Spotify or bloody Stitcher. Are we on Stitcher? Probably.
You're on a lot of things apart from iTunes. But,
yeah, because we don't have any Macs.
Yeah.
Other than Mac in this episode, who fucking died.
Yeah, he died. Or one could say, like, like how iPhones and iPads and Macs, are made to break after a few years. One could say he reached his expiration date.
His planned obsolescence was shorter than he expected, like Anakin. No, wait, like Grievous.
Wow. What's our expiry date? Now?
Yes.
You may fire when ready.